Be sitting in this chair talking with you guys once again on the final Friday of August and the first Libations Friday on a game weekend in Tallahassee for the 2025 football season. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. If you're listening on 93.3, awkward pause. Thanks for doing so. We appreciate it. Real Talk is the only locally owned and operated radio station in Tallahassee. On Twitter, I said it's at Jay Cameron Show. If you're watching on Warchant TV, thanks for that. We appreciate it. Sport and local there, too. Good times. All right. We got treated last night, didn't we? You know, how good was that? I mean, did you enjoy the football last night? I know I did. It was a big, big night. You know, first and foremost, I always point this out, and some people who are new to the program don't know this, but this is a radio show, first and foremost, and it's a sports talk show, and I sometimes will meander about between a bunch of different sports, pro and college and football and baseball. It could be one. We could be talking about tennis or boxing. I could be talking about, I don't know, something like my backyard. Who knows? So it meanders about. It's not just solely Florida State focused, but of course, Florida State is the central theme. But to my point, if you're a sports fan, you loved yesterday. How impactful was yesterday in the world of sports? You had a guy hit 4 home runs in baseball. Kyle Schwarber is just the 21st player in the history of baseball to hit 4 home runs in a game. Actually, I would say, and they should include this and probably will once they verify it, Josh Gibson hit 4 home runs in a Negro League game that they don't have on the books, but they ought to. So it should be 22. Either way, Tom, 22 people is, by the way, fewer than have thrown a perfect game. So it's incredibly rare. Incredibly rare.
It is, yet that guy, it doesn't surprise me if anybody was going to do it, that Kyle Schwarber would do it, because once he's locked in, it is impossible to get him out. I do know as the Mets swept the Phillies earlier this week, he was in an 0 for 27. Like, we got out of the series before he got hot.
Who he is, buddy.
Right. But when he gets locked in, look, he's not as good. I'm not saying this, that they're on equal footing as Freddie Freeman, because Freddie Freeman is this otherworldly being when it comes to
the best at-bats in baseball.
Yes, not striking out when he's locked in. But when Schwarber is locked in, you feel kind of the same thing where I can't throw anything by him. I don't know how I'm going to get this guy out. That's why he's not dead and buried in this home run race. Like, he could hit 60 this year because he's not always going to hit 4 a game.
Ballpark too.
Correct. It's a friendly ballpark. He's not going to hit 4 a game, but he's the type of guy that he can hit 7 in a week.
Well, I mean, you had that out of the baseball world. I'll circle back. Out of the NFL, you watched Jerry Jones complete the trip to senility. And now here we are. And if you woke up as a Chicago Bears fan, and you've been one for any length of time, you say, what are you doing? Damn it, Jerry Jones. Seriously, you're going to trade the best pass rusher and arguably the best defender in all of the NFL within the NFC and to the Packers, who was the last team to beat your ass in a playoff game? What are you doing? And it reminded me that the Green Bay Packers, boy, are they on the right end of some good fortune over the years, right? And they also make their good fortune. I mean, remember they brought in Reggie White many moons ago as a free agent. That turned into a Super Bowl championship run. Perhaps they're thinking the same with Micah Parsons, but if you're a Cowboys fan today, you go, good God. Jerry, the GM, strikes again. Jerry, the GM, has sunk us again.
Well, if we had to choose between Dak as our quarterback or Parsons, well, we know who we're picking.
Well, clearly, and damn it, man, that'll hurt your feelings. But to the college football, which began the day, all the goodness. You know how excited I was to watch that USF Boise State game. I had a good sense of what might be coming there, and I loved it. I felt good, and lo and behold, I didn't feel that good. I didn't think we were going to get a beating to that extent, but we did, buddy. We did. And 34-7 wakes up the college football world, because what did it just do? Well, it means that Boise State can't lose again if they want to make the college football playoff. So their season is grand opening, grand closing. Thanks for playing. You're on the road at Notre Dame. This is over. You're done. Look for somebody else to make it to the college football playoff as the best, the group of 5. Because it ain't going to be them. They're gone. So you don't think about these things so early in the season, Tom, but that's it. And think about it this way. If you're Notre Dame, it's a bit of a problem because now, you've got a Boise State team that you had better clobber. Don't be pissing around making that a 3-point game. Well, you better hammer them.
Yeah, not if you intend or account for the fact that you're going to slip up somewhere else. Now, they did have an inexcusable loss last year.
Oh, they did, but they didn't lose another game.
And they made it to the championship game. So it wouldn't be on that level of a Boise loss. Like, Boise would be more acceptable in the scope of losses than, I can't remember who
Northern
the school
Illinois
was, but that head coach won everybody's heart
Northern
with his postgame
Illinois.
speech.
It was awesome.
Northern Illinois coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, it changed. Yes, things are affected greatly, not just betting spreads in the weeks to come, but implications for group of 5. If you're in the power groups, especially if you're in the power 2, you get a freebie number 1, freebie number 2. All right, you win the rest of your games, no big deal.
Yeah.
But if you're in the group of 5, it very much is 1992.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It was for Florida State, where one loss and goodbye.
Well, and they got housed.
Yes, they did.
They got housed.
It was within touch until that fake punt from the heavens.
Great call, man. What a great call. And how is it, man? I've always wondered this. If I were a head coach, I'd be so mad. They snuck their backup quarterback onto the field as a punter, and nobody knew. Nobody caught on that that's not the punter, that's the backup quarterback. Fellas, who's paying attention? You got people who are supposed to be looking at that sort of thing. Alert, alert, alert. Hey, coach, that's the quarterback. He can sling it. Call timeout. I know it's probably an overstatement. That effectively ended the game. That changed everything. It was over in that moment.
Yeah.
But I want to point to that not only that was our first bet of the year for the first big week. Obviously, we started 3-0 last week with the Bears and the Ravens and Iowa State over K-State, but we had USF plus 5.5 against Boise. I almost pulled it out, and I'm glad I didn't with the Akron plus 5.5. But I did balance that loss by betting Wyoming under 25.5 and definitely got that. So we're 2-1 last night. 2-1 to start the night. And here we go. Tulane, Northwestern, Georgia Tech, Colorado. Oh, I'm sorry. We're 3-1. I had Miami of Ohio plus 18.5 against Wisconsin. Suck it. We were just rolling on Big River. Things are better than I thought they were, and I was already looking up, feeling good. So that's a good start. And, hopefully we'll keep it going. But it's less about me. The football was fun. Nebraska still looks like they are not any good. I get uncomfortable watching the Nebraska quarterback who so desperately wants to be Patrick Mahomes. It's uncomfortable. Somebody needs to talk to him. There's a little talented Mr. Ripley going on here. He is absurd.
Yeah, at least Kobe Bryant was good.
Yeah, and Kobe, yes. And Kobe desperately wanted to be Michael Jordan, his mannerisms, his walk, the way he talked, everything about his game, every single aspect of his game was built around mimicking Michael Jordan. But he could pull it off because he was really freaking good. He's like, you're not very good, and you have the same exact haircut, do the stupid stuff coming out. Yeah.
Just a reminder that if he has a breakout game, when he has a breakout game this weekend and he speaks to the media, Usman Kroma sounds just like Michael Jordan. So,
that voice. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he really does.
It's crazy.
It's great.
I feel like I'm watching Space Jam.
It's great. It is fun to watch. You're right. To listen to him. Yeah, there's moments, especially in the way that he says it. It's great. But yeah, so I stayed up through the night watching football. It was glorious for all of us. So it began with that 34-7 game, and then you started contemplating all the other games and what we're going to get, tonight and how excited we are about all of those games. Also, I'd like to set it up, Tom, and you're going to have to show me during the break. One of the things, the default settings on almost all websites that cover sports, when you go there, when you click their college football section, if you go to scores, they all post top 25. They start with top 20. I want all the scores.
Yeah.
I'm not a top 25 snob. Show me everyone. Everyone.
I can understand why you wouldn't be a top 25 snob right now.
Stop bringing that negativity to the table, Tom Lane.
I just speak what I want to say.
Don't you talk about that. Yeah, man, I want to see all the games, all the scores. What's in store for us tonight on a Friday? What do we got? I don't need this top 25 only. I'm a college football fan. I'm watching the whole kit and caboodle.
You have a pennant with a stick and everything.
I would. It just would say yay football.
Yeah, there it is.
It would just say yay football.
On the other side of it, it says college.
Right. Wyoming 10-0. How about my Cowboys? Good for them. They beat me in the bet, but they only scored 10 points, so that's all right. I get that to even it out. We're good to go. That was not a great night for the Big Ten. Not a good look. Minnesota struggling mightily with Buffalo. The game's 13-7 in the fourth quarter, kids, if you didn't watch.
No, I did not catch that one.
Well, I did.
I would catch Minnesota-Buffalo in the NFL.
Well, listen, yes, that's a great game, but Minnesota-Buffalo was 13-7 in the fourth quarter. Now they pull away and win by a robust 23-10 over Buffalo, but you throw in Nebraska looked terrible against Cincinnati, and they survive with an interception in the end zone, or they're going to lose that game. Wisconsin scores all of 17 points last night against Miami of Ohio. I first warned you about that, everybody. They are forevermore and will ever always be a permanent resident in the tent of suspicion. Wisconsin, you're not allowed to leave. You have a lifetime membership to the tent of suspicion. You're never any good. Even when they are, they're not any good. We'd ever believe they could be 7-0, and I go, no, don't fool me. Don't fool me, Wisconsin. You're not for real. Never are. Never are.
They have their own wing in the tent of suspicion.
Man, it's a Hall of Fame wing. It's called the Wisconsin Tent of Suspicion wing. It's like this whole thing where you go in there and you're like, oh, that's right. That was the 94 team. Oh, I remember them too. Preseason top 10. They lost 6 games. There they are. That was the perfect representation of the tent of suspicion. Remember that year they were preseason top 3? Yeah, they went 5-7. Like we do. And Cameron proudly told us it was going to happen. So I didn't get in all of the games. For example, I didn't see the Mizzou 61-6 win over Central Arkansas. I missed that one, Tom. Didn't catch it. Didn't catch Duke Elon. Did catch NC State try to give it away to East Carolina. It's 17-0 NC State. We're rolling on here, and next thing you know, this is getting dicey.
It's a chin check season for NC State. Absolutely.
Doran's kept it afloat for a long time and done a good job. You think he's about to crumble, do you? I can hear it in your voice.
I think it's a chin check season. We'll see. We'll see what he's made of. He's been there a long time, but his time up.
I don't like to test the gods because we never play well there, and guess where we play this year? There. It's never good. They could be terrible. And we'll go in there with like a undefeated or one-loss team, and next thing you know, I'm texting you in the third quarter going, son of a bitch.
I remember when we got away with it, when we was Frenchie was the quarterback, and he threw the game-winning touchdown, but I think they dropped a pick just before it.
That's right.
It was the inverse of 2012. Now, I would have traded it for 2012 because that team could have won a national championship.
Yes, it could have. Yeah.
But yeah, we got away with one on the road at night. And then in 2014, that was when Jacoby Brissett turned into Neo from the Matrix.
They've had a series of kids turn into Neo from the Matrix.
And then Jameis had the high ankle in that game. Mm-hmm. We ended up winning, but not for lack of trying from Jacoby. My God.
Jacksonville State almost pulled another one of those upsets last night. God, I really worry that the situation in Orlando is going to mimic what happens here from a weather standpoint. They had a really lengthy delay. It was a slosh fest. It was a problem. Scott Frost's return to UCF ends in victory, but not impressively, 17-10. They threw the game-winning touchdown, Tom, with, I think, 3 minutes to play, a minute and a half to play, something like that. I mean, for the UCF fans who stuck around, they got to see the end of a thriller. USF crowd, what are we doing, guys? That's a good coach that you have there. That's a good USF team. Now, for USF, that win last night against a top 25 foe and a throttling that it was really necessary because now you have Florida and Miami. I'm sure Florida and Miami went, okay, kind of had that chalked up as an easy win. Maybe not as much anymore. That you have their attention. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. But when they get into conference play, Tom, that will, if they survive it physically, these 3 games, that'll bode well.
Yeah, they're an interesting team. It's an interesting program to watch over the next 20 years, but they've got something going in the now. The on-campus stadium comes soon. I think some of that crowd can be attributed to 5:30 in Tampa in August on a weeknight, but they need to groundswell a little bit more support there. Yes. There's a reason to go watch them play.
Very much so, and Alex Golesh is that guy. By the way, let me just tell you now, we like to first guess these things on the Jeff Cameron Show. You get reconnected. You get reconnected with who's where and why and the dots and the strings on the board, and we all say, well, what's coming down the pike? He always likes to read in and think that I'm conspiracy theory guy or that I'm dropping Easter eggs, as the kids say.
Who's he?
You. Whenever I praise anybody, it's a coach somewhere. You're like,
I feel like
I see you.
I feel like that's how Yu Darvish's dad said his name when he surprised him for his birthday. You.
No, I was surprised you didn't know who he was. He is you.
Ato.
You, sir, think that if I like a coach, any coach, make mention of a coach that's doing a good job somewhere or is up and coming, you're the first to be like, Cameron. You look over at me all side-eyed like my dog Annie. You're like,
you're drinking the Golesh Schlager right now.
He's great. Yeah. And I said it last year. He does it. You watched that team play last night?
I did.
Yeah. All right. But I'm not telling you that he's the next coach at Florida State, which is what you try to hint at.
I didn't say a word.
No.
You brought those words to the table.
Because I can see it. It's written all over your face. It began with me saying things like, I really like that Dan Lanning. Next thing you know, Tom's like,
you know what I am? I'm Christy walking with you into the Costco. We just got a television, and you're looking at televisions as we're walking to go get groceries. And I'm like, he is paying too much attention to those new televisions. We just got a television.
100-incher.
Yeah. That's what you looking at the coaching market at all times.
You got to be
now
ready.
in this case, the TV could go either way. In the home, if we're gonna hold true here, that TV's been on the fritz just a little bit. We don't know if the TV's going to make it.
If that's the analogy you want, you should be looking at TVs too. We all should be. We live in the real world. We're pragmatic. Words matter.
You get
results are a thing.
Have you seen what Hitachi is doing lately?
No, what I'm telling you is Alex Golesh is my man. The problem is I already have his next job. I already know where it is. The whole world knows where it is. When Oklahoma's not good this year, they're going to fire Venables. Who are they going to go after? Tennessee. They're going to bring back one of their own. And guess where Golesh is from? Tennessee, and he's going to replace him. There's your musical chairs. This is a wrap.
So then we get Venables to be our defensive coordinator after Tony takes his next job?
After Tony takes a head coaching job?
Yeah, we'll go bring Venables in.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
All right.
I mean, as just a DC.
Because Tony led the campaign for a top 20 defense in most categories. We go, holy cow, this guy's amazing.
Well,
and he gets his next gig.
I was just on in Jacksonville, and they said, how excited are you about Tony White and Gus Malzahn, and talk about the pluses and the minuses of those hires. And as we were talking about it, one of the other guys that's on that show weighed in and said, man, I really like Tony White. I think he's going to be a head coach. How long do you guys think you're going to have him? I said, well, there's the rub. If he has a great year, he's already interviewed for head coaching jobs. So if he has a great year, then yeah, you might have him as a 1-year rental, which is less than ideal. So I like where your head's at. You're looking at TVs.
That's right. Yes. Well, in this case, I think it would be sound bars. When defensive coordinators be
a really
sound
good
system,
sound bar.
Really good sound bar.
Because when Josh Heupel,
not that $150 sound bar.
When Josh Heupel is hired by Oklahoma to come on home, I wonder if when they bring Heupel home, they slip him some GLP-1s when they shake his hand. Jesus. Like, Josh, let's get it together. Let's get it together, buddy. And then from there, like, that's the handshake. I got you, though. That's the handshake. And then,
have you been saving that up for a while?
No, I just thought about it. Thinking about Josh Heupel. But like,
their color's more slimming than Tennessee's color.
Heupel, man. Every time I see him, I'm like, I watched you play. What happened? But, yeah, so he leaves Tennessee, takes that OU job, and then Golish goes from USF back to Tennessee.
Okay.
And the world's righted.
Yeah. We get Venables. So
we get Venables as our DC. That's how it comes back to us.
We have the all 2013 coordinators. We got Malzahn and Venables.
That's how it comes back to us, buddy. It always does. So Libations Friday. We're loosey-goosey, all right. Yeah. 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV. What?
I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
No, typically this is Lee's slot. So we going to Lee or we going Lee next hour?
We're going Lee next. No, we're going Lee when we come back from this break.
Okay, all right.
I forgot. You're right. I was being a bad host thinking about all the football. We got Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. We got Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, joining us next. We'll go over his card and see what we got. Hang in.
Hey, everybody, this is Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage. Been in the industry now for 22 years. I just made the move over to the nation's largest retail lender, Cross Country Mortgage, here to serve you in 7 states, including Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and the state of Texas. Here to offer better service, better rates, and if you were thinking about buying or if you've been on the fence and been waiting to call me, now is the time. You can still find me at loansforknowles.com. That is, again, loansforknowles.com. I've helped thousands of fellow Knowles get into their dream home, and I can't wait to help you get into yours. Give me a call today. I'm at 954-369-6171, or go to loansforknowles.com. Again, that's 954-369-6171, and that's loansforknowles.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLS number 373031.
Barry knows cool. He's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool. You can put him to the test. Barry knows heating and air conditioning. Keeping you comfortable is what Barry does best.
No matter how busy life gets, your home is the place where your family and friends show you they care and celebrate with you. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning always make sure your home is comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, Barano will always be there for you.
This is Tyler from Barano Heating and Air. Now you can schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device. Any day, anytime, anywhere. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, online at baranoac.com.
Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Barry knows heating and air conditioning.
Some men follow the crowd. Others take the long way, the wayward way. At thewaywardgent.com, we've curated the gear, gadgets, and grit every respectable man needs, from the fairway to the fire pit. We've identified the top-rated Amazon finds, so you don't have to. No fluff, just the good stuff. Visit thewaywardgent.com for the man who's not afraid to live a little off course. Thewaywardgent.com.
Hey, let me tell you about my friends at Tried and True Consulting, a Seminole-owned business that specializes in payments and business solutions. Tried and True's core expertise includes card, ACH, point of sale, mobile, e-commerce, and hosted payment solutions. Tried and True will help you reduce costs and increase your bottom line. That always sounds nice. Whether you're a retailer, restaurant, licensed professional, or service industry, Tried and True is saving you money. Tried and True's expertise extends to payroll, video menu ad boards, IT services, web design, and social media. It's time to make one call and tell the competition to take it on down the road. Call Don or Joe today at 844-464-6653. That's 844-464-6653. When you do business with Tried and True, they contribute 10% of the net revenue to the battle's end. So go Tried and True today. Call 844-464-6653.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
It is Libations Friday. We have had a sweet kiss from the college football gods already. Great games. USF gets off to a great start for your boy with the Redemption Thursday wagers. Speaking of wagers, you know my man Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports is going to be here. He's only joined us on Fridays every year of the college football season for the last 23 years or something like that. Lee, good God, I've known you longer than I've known a lot of people that are in my family. This is amazing.
They've probably gotten along better.
Yeah, probably from a distance, right?
I don't think we've ever had an argument. So
Paramount Sports, buddy.
Yeah.
Paramount Sports, and I hope you're off to a good start. I'm going to assume you are.
2-2, actually. We won the first weekend, had one game, had Western Kentucky. Unfortunately, went 1-2 last night. Had the one surprise. I thought most teams were just marginally better or marginally worse. The marginal better teams are, like Nebraska, maybe a little bit better. But the two teams that, either look great or terrible, South Florida. South Florida is going to be a tough out.
They're a problem, by the way. That you don't think that gave the folks at Florida and Miami cause to raise an eyebrow?
Yeah. But Boise State they beat themselves, and 3 fumbles. You can tell they really miss Austin Genty. But South Carolina. South Florida is not marginally better. They're much better this year. And Boise State, not the power we've seen in the past. But, one of the first times ever we've seen so many games. You used to see like 3 or 5 games, 10. Now we're seeing over 20 games on a Thursday night. So that's fun.
Well, let's get to it. You and I have some games. You've sent it out. Let's start with South Carolina, Virginia Tech. I'm very interested in your pick in this game, Lee, because I wrestled with this a little bit in my own life, wagering. I'm not in love with this South Carolina team the way that some people are, but I'm also not fawning for Virginia Tech. So enlighten me here. We giving the 8 or no?
Okay. I agree with you with South Carolina. They lost 5 guys drafted in the draft, and that's a major loss. I think Lenore Sellers is good, but if I had to draft one quarterback or 2, he wouldn't be my top guys.
Mm-mm.
I'd look to the LSU quarterback, probably look to also the Clemson quarterback, Klubenik. So I just think that this is a situation where Sellers has some great plays. He can go a couple series in a row where he's throwing the ball all over the yard here. Virginia Tech is better as an underdog. And I think they're going to game plan for this game. Maybe special teams is huge here. What's weird is Shane Beamer, he coached some, didn't he? He coached with his dad.
Yeah.
He's got to go against his dad and his old team that he grew up rooting for. I think 7.5 is a little bit too much here. Kyron Drones might finally live up to the expectations for a game or two. I think South Carolina escapes 26-24.
We see this very similarly. The big one is obviously Ohio State and Texas. I'm very curious about this game because, again, Ohio State lost a lot, but they just reload. And, of course, you have the Arch Manning story, and that's a loaded Texas roster. What do you think with Ohio State being favored by 2?
So I thought Ohio State was a better team last year. But Texas, they lost their best receiver early in the playoffs. Then they lost their second best receiver early in that game. A lot of people forget about that. They were 1 yard away from tying that game and sending it, maybe to overtime. They were on the 1 yard line with less than 4 minutes to go. Why Steve Sarkisian went into a shotgun from the 1 yard line, did a toss sweep, we will never know. I can guarantee you we will not see that play called on Saturday. But I think except for wide receiver, Texas now owns the edge at every position group. Ohio State lost 7 of the top 9 tacklers on defense. Tough to replace. Julian Sayin, we're hearing, has not looked great in fall camp. And also Texas has both coordinators back, where Ohio State, 2 brand new guys to break in here. I know the game's in the horseshoe, but I think revenge. I think Texas has been thinking about it all off season. They will be ready to go. I think Texas gets the job done. Wrong team favorite here. Texas outright 24-21.
To me, the next game comes down to the offensive and defensive line. You could say every game does.
Yeah.
But Clemson, I think, has an advantage on both the offensive and defensive line, whereas the difference of the two quarterbacks is negligible. They're both good.
Right.
So
both good.
Yeah,
and both,
yeah.
Both teams have good receivers. Maybe Clemson's receivers are a little bit better. But I think you nailed it. You and I are – I think those great talent guys in the skill are going to cancel each other out.
Right.
So LSU lost 4 of starting 5 offensive linemen, and a really great one in Campbell goes high in the draft in the first round, and all 4 starting defensive linemen. Now, do I think that Clemson is as good as they were when they won national titles? No, not quite there. But they have 3 defensive linemen that will go in the first and second rounds in the draft. And LSU has lost 5 straight opening games. Brian Kelly 4-8 against the spread, while Clemson 63-5 straight up in Death Valley. This should be a game they should play for more. This should be like one of those games where they have like WWE implications. They have a storyline. Both teams have the same nickname and the same, with the Tigers,
right.
Death Valley, name of the field. I think the loser should be called the Kitty Cats for the rest of the year.
And have to give up Death Valley.
Yeah. I agree.
By the way, just as an aside, Lee, if Florida State did this or Miami did this, and we both of our teams will schedule some ridiculous games early in the season.
Yeah.
If I'm an LSU fan, I'm about damn tired of this. I mean, why every year? So they had to lose to Florida State 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then, every year they have some powerhouse in the first game of the year. And LSU fans are like, damn it, man, we don't win these games.
Trust me, Brian Kelly, he loses this game. He's going to his AD and telling him, let's end this. Let's get one of the directional schools. Let's bring in Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah, they're coming in next year. Yeah. Notre Dame minus 2.5 against Miami.
Did you see the forecast? I know you guys, there's expected rain where you guys are too,
yeah,
right?
Unfortunately, I can't deal with it anymore, Lee. If we have a lightning delay, I'm out. Yeah. I'm leaving. I won't deal.
Well, I can't leave. I'm going with someone to the game. So I couldn't turn this down. So I have what's called this. Have you been to Hard Rock, right?
Oh, many times, sir.
Okay. Well, we've met there.
Yeah, we drank together there. Yes.
Have you seen the seats from the 30 to 50 yard line? Those comfortable recliners.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it starts off. The most important thing is you got to have parking there. Parking now, since they built F1 in the tennis center, at a premium. The passes that are about a mile away go for $150 now because they only issue so many. We have I'm going with my high school head coaches, him and his son. He's a Golden Cane now, and he's got seats on the 45-yard line. We got 4 seats, but you get there, you pull up in black parking. You're about 40 yards, maybe 50 tops from your car to the entrance. You go in and you have a buffet, and we're talking about a room. They have like 4 rooms of food, and get there about 2.5, 3 hours early. Sit back. I'll watch the early game that's going on, the South Carolina game against Virginia Tech. And then you go to your seat, and you got a TV in front of every seat, plus open bar for the entire game. So I might be able to wait out a delay here.
Yeah.
Now, as bad as it is at Tallahassee, they're expecting possibly 48 straight hours of rain. So that might help Notre Dame, who is going to be a good running team, obviously, again, with Jeremiah Love. You agree he might be the best back in the country?
He's on my short list, sure.
Yeah. So the only problem for them is got a quarterback that's never played down, C.J. Carr. Now, I think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
But tough place to play with a sold-out crowd. And I think Miami's weakness, which was obviously defense last year, they brought in Corey Heatherman from Minnesota. Talk about striking gold, going from Minneapolis to Miami. You think he's happy?
If weather matters to you, yes. He's very, very happy.
So I think he's one of the top defensive coordinators in the country. I think he made a really good hire. Now, it remains to be seen what Carson Beck does with this offense. They're not going to be as dynamic, but I think they're going to try to pound the ball here. that top 5 offensive line that's used. They have 3 guys that go 338 or larger, 6'6" to 6'9". And they got 3 running backs, so if one goes down or they can interchange them. I think Miami's getting Notre Dame at the right time here. Going to be tight, though, but I like Miami 23-20. Low-scoring game. Look to the under here if the weather continues to show the way it's going to play out.
Bang the under. Okay, so this next game is my game, and it's fundamental. Here's what I come down to time and again. We can talk about all of the aspects, but I'm just going to ask you, does Florida State, now they rehauled, you're talking about basically an entirely new starting 22. So it's very hard to look back to 2-10 a year ago and apply it here because you have 11 new starters on offense, quite literally 11, and you have 8 new starters on defense. Do they have enough manpower, enough dudes to hang in and keep this close against Alabama at 13.5? Or is this just academic? Alabama has more good players, and they're going to wear Florida State out and pull away late.
So I think they do have more good players.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. I think the key here to this game is opening game, excitement, playing with emotion. They got to either grab the lead or stay within 7 points by mid-second quarter. Right. If they fall behind and Thomas Castellanos has to drop back and throw the football a lot, that's where they could have problems here. So I like the fact, that Kalen DeBoer, he went out and put his stamp on this team, top 5 recruiting class, top 5 portal class, and then he brings back his former coordinator from Washington, Ryan Grubb, who was last year with the Seattle Seahawks as their coordinator. I think that's huge here. I think Bama is going to be one of the top 2 teams in the SEC. I think they might win the SEC, and I think they're going to be in the college football playoff. Tough opener here for Florida State. I think it's tight for a while, but I think Bama's the right side, 38-20.
Auburn-Baylor, an important game for both programs. Huge game for the Big 12. And for Auburn, I mean, obviously this guy's fighting for his job. Auburn minus 2.5 against Baylor.
They want to get it for free. Just call 800-400-9741. First 10 callers, we'll give it to them for free.
Yep.
And some changes here. Paramount Sports, we got player props now. So a lot of people love to bet them, NFL and college player props. I mean, you go to games and you see the young kids from 18 to 35. That's what they're playing, player props, parlays, and found the right guy to do it for me, a guy that's cashed a couple $100,000 and $200,000 tickets at places, like the DraftKings and FanDuel. So he's the real – I've been after him for 4 years, finally convinced him to jump on board. So you can get the entire season. We're doing it as a promo, $597, and you get everything for the season there. And you want to get my picks. We've won 30 out of 31 years. Jeff follows the picks. He can tell you. Not going to win every game or every week. 2-2 to start the year. Had a couple close losses last night with NC State. I thought they were going to run away with that game, up 17-0. You watch that one?
I did, and I had NC State to run away with it, and they're up 17-0, and I'm like, oh, good, this is easy breezy. And once they blew it, Lee, I don't know if you're like me, but I'm vindictive. Once they blew the cover, I said, come on, East Carolina, let's go.
Send it to overtime. Let's get an overtime win. I should have learned my lesson. Dave Doran's much better as an underdog. Mm-hmm. But I thought with the revenge talent level, but that long touchdown bomb when they were up 17-0, make it 17-7, kind of changed the whole game. They score again there. They could have been off to the races. So we lost that. Nebraska wins, but no covers. Had South Florida, but I think we've got some really good games picked out over the weekend. Anyone wants to try us for 5 weeks through the end of September, use coupon code SAVE100, just $4.97. You're going to get 9 to 12, 9 to 13 games a weekend, and everything's up and available. Also, I do what's called the Locked On Bets podcast every day. So let's say you're finished watching here and you want to see me give out 3 or 4 free plays. Go to YouTube. Just type in Locked On Bets, and me and my co-host Kevin Rogers, a former Florida State Seminole.
Kevin Rogers, my former intern.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot he was your intern.
Kevin Rogers was one of my mini interns, and we became dear friends. I've known Kevin forever.
Yeah. So Kevin and I do that. So we do that together every day. And Kevin's an astute handicapper too. Playing a lot of first quarters, first half. He's a numbers guy.
He did Vegas Insider for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, he got let go. Vegas Insider is now done basically by bots.
Yeah.
So they don't want people working there anymore. Kevin's a good guy. Actually, I did it for 3.5 years with a guy named Q, who's the midday host at ESPN, and he does Locked On Raiders, and he does a show out in Vegas. And I waited for the right guy, and Kevin's the right guy. So we resurrected it every day, Monday through Friday. Just go to YouTube, type in Locked On Bets, or go to Apple or Spotify, and appreciate it if you subscribe and like, and you'll receive notice every day when we come out with a segment there, Locked On Bets. So got it here if you're watching right now, Locked On Bets and Paramount Sports. And love coming on with you. Like I said, over 20 years. And
been a long time, buddy.
Hopefully both of our teams have big years. Be fun.
Hey, listen, we're just looking to get back to respectability. Obviously, you guys got to cash your ticket and get into the ACC championship game.
I'm going to make a prediction as we're out the gate. Yeah. If the ACC does not get a team in the semifinals, I think you're going to see the Big Ten and the SEC raid the ACC of 4 teams each, and the ACC is going to be no more.
Well, I would welcome that. Let's go, because we'll be one of the 4, and so will you, and it's time to go.
Well, where do you think Miami heads up? I think Miami would go to the Big Ten.
I think Miami would go to the Big Ten. I agree. And if I'm the Big Ten or I'm Fox, I'm trying to plant a flag in the backyard of the SEC, and I'm under the table negotiating right now to get Clemson, Florida State, Miami, and name your other if you want, Virginia, whoever, North Carolina. I'm trying to get the hell into that southern footprint and plant my flag before the SEC gobbles up those 4 teams and just adds to their already, fiefdom in the South. So, that's where I'm going, Lee. That's a topic for another day you and I can kick around.
All right,
hey, brother, it's always a pleasure. Be well. ParamountSports.com. Go check it out. We'll talk again next week. And don't think I'm not going to badger you via text. This is the benefit of being your friend via text for these player handicaps and parlays. Okay. I'm all over it, buddy.
Sounds good. You be good.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. We're off to a rousing start on a Libations Friday with Lee. This is going to be fun. I didn't know he was doing player props. Let's go. Your boy is a player prop king. I got into that a couple of years ago, especially in the NFL, and you can parlay the hell out of those, and you have a better chance of hitting those parlays than you do the spreads or the games straight up. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
A press conference was held in Apalachicola announcing the findings of a major investigation. Officials announced the arrest of 6. of Transportation. This is Rachel Anay with Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MclemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, cloudy skies expected. High temperatures reach up to 83. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of thunderstorms tonight. Lows level off around 72. Overcast skies. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow. Thunderstorms likely. Daytime highs approaching 84. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 82.
Where is the best place to find Michelin, Firestone, Dunlop, Goodyear, and Bridgestone tires? Nice Tire and Auto Service. Where's the best full-service auto center? Nice Tire and Auto Service. They do everything from computerized alignments to brakes, tune-ups, and safety inspections. Where can you get complete auto service you can trust? That's easy. Nice Tire and Auto Service. 4792 Bluntstown Highway, just west of Capitol Circle.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy?
I was just thinking, they never tell you that when you grow up, one of the things that you'll miss are the games that you created with your friends in the neighborhood.
Oh, good days.
So I would have my buddy come over, and then we'd make up these games that were kind of like a hodgepodge of every game that you've ever played.
Kind of like the bikes we built.
Correct. Yes. And it's a grand experiment. In the beginning, nobody knows how to play the game, and you argue about what the rules are going to be. And in the end, everybody knows how to play the game. By the end of that summer, you know the rules, the neighborhood know the rules, and you play that game like it's the greatest game ever played.
But they still try to break the rules, right?
Oh, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But at the end, Eddie, you're never going to play it again, and you'll think about it the rest of your life.
And the best game you ever played was that game.
Never been a better one.
Hey, you want to have a Gordo Smash, Jeff?
I do. I'd like that. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Rolling on, baby. Did you check that weather yet?
Did I?
Yeah, you know.
I've been checking like crazy.
Man, I'm worried. Should I be checking constantly? God, I'm like an old person.
I enjoy weather talk as much as the next.
I don't enjoy it.
All right.
Damn,
chance
man.
of precipitation tomorrow, 70%. Chance of showers and some thunderstorms, then showers likely and possibly
70%.
a thunderstorm after 11 a.m. Possibly a thunderstorm after 11. And then tomorrow, chance of showers and thunderstorms before 11 p.m.
Well, tomorrow's the only day that matters. I don't really give a damn
sorry,
if it rains
sorry,
today.
forgive me. No, that delineation was tomorrow night. The way the NWS does it is they have daytime and nighttime. 30% tomorrow night, which is a humongous drop-off from the 80 it had this morning.
Give me the 3:30 time.
Yeah.
How about 4 p.m., 3:30? What do we got?
You're looking at it. Coin flip / 60% rain. Hopefully no thunderstorms. No lightning delays. We can deal with the soup. The soup benefits us, I think.
Soup is fine.
Slows Ryan Williams down.
Give me all kinds of rain. I'll live with it. I can handle being wet. I'm a grown-up. Doesn't bother me. These are big boys. Be okay. Turn it into a slosh fest. I'm fine with that. Just keep those thunderstorms out of here. Rain, fine. Lightning, no, sir. We're not doing it. If this thing, I definitely, when you talk about the game and the things that have to go Florida State's way for Florida State to pull off the upset tomorrow, we've gone through a lot of these things. Some of it is obviously specifically personnel related, and you want to rely on your players and your coaching more than you do than some weather effect. But I do think it definitely helps Florida State if it's pouring, because the more I thought about the game, the more I really do believe that if it's not a deluge, if it's just decent weather, look, you brought it up. We've talked about what their offensive identity is, these coaches, what they want to do. And when I really think about their personnel, they are one of the better receiving corps in the nation.
Yes.
So I know that it's a quarterback that, you may be a little leery of if you're Alabama. But I don't think it changes the way that they're going to call this game, which is try to get to get the ball to their best players, which are all at wide receiver. Now, the counter is the offensive line is their strength. And
Jaden Roberts has been cleared. We should note that.
Mm-hmm. And even if you want to run the ball, to throw the ball, you ought to at least test the chin and run the ball, because Florida State struggled mightily a year ago to stop it. So, but I hope they get past Happy.
Well, yes, their base formation is 11 personnel, 3 wide, and that's 80+% of the time under Grubb at Washington and Fresno State 2021 to 2023. 3 seasons of data. He loves 3 wide receivers.
Yeah,
they love motions.
Yeah.
That's one thing that'll be tested is our communication through motion. Now, we're doing a lot of things on our own, multiple wise, with Tony White structuring the back end of the defense. We focus a lot on the games they run up front, but still on the back end, they run a lot of different things as well. So as Grubb designs those pre-snap jet motions or whatever they are to create angles and leverage and windows for his quarterback to throw, do you communicate effectively enough from corner to safety to rover, and all around the lot? I think that's going to be a big piece of the puzzle tomorrow.
So everybody's names changed on here, and I didn't get to some of the kindness that has infiltrated our chat here.
There are many. Yeah.
James, that's got to be James B. It's James Jahala.
I don't think that's James B. James B would have a green signature.
Yeah, he would. You're right. Well, James, thank you. Hey, Jeff, we are aligned with your 31-17 prediction, but still pumped. Let's play a fun game. What scenario would occur in order for Mike to get whacked mid-season, and whom would take over as an interim coach? Listen, I don't have enough time, right? We're up against it. I'll start the next hour with a couple of those things. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
For most families, your home is your biggest investment. That's why Joel Higgins built ACL Home Inspections, providing you thorough, precise, and efficient information with same-day, easy-to-read digital reports.
Probably one of the most common things that we find is a water heater drain line. It's meant to be plumbed a certain way, and a lot of the times in a retrofit situation where they replace the water heater is a different size. Lots of times they'll say, I had no idea, and it's the home that they live in, and they walk past these things every day. They're not even aware that it's a danger, much less that it's even there.
Protect your family's biggest investment. Call ACL.
Having your HVAC system operating properly is probably the biggest thing for high temperature events. So I always recommend a service agreement with a local HVAC company that will come twice a year and clean and service your HVAC system, and they can spot problems.
Call today, 850-312-8919.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Hey, everybody, it's Ed Dean along with Roger Henderson, also with FloridaDaily.com. Just want to remind you, daily 4 to 6 in the afternoons right here in Tallahassee on Real Talk 93.3 FM. Roger, it is literally the 2 fastest hours anywhere in afternoon talk radio.
And if you think the country's going crazy, we'll help you make sense of it all.
Oh, yeah, we'll try to make some sense of it. Again, Monday through Friday in the afternoons, Ed Dean, Roger Henderson on 93.3.
Here's the cold, hard truth. Your body needs more than you're giving it to stay healthy. And now it's easier than ever with Vigor, the all-new cold plunge tub from Hot Spring Spas. Available only at Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas in Tallahassee. Cold plunges reduce muscle soreness, boost mood, improve sleep, and so much more. It's not just a trend, it's science-backed wellness. And now you can have it in your own home. Ready to feel alive again? Pinch a Penny has the exclusive home use solution. Visit us on Capitol Circle Northeast and take the plunge.
Pay-per-view fights can ring up big bills, especially since in the Octagon, there is one every few weeks. That's why the 7th Hill Tap Room right downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill carries every single fight. Plus, unlike most pay-per-view bars, there's no cover charge. And drink specials, too, like $3 select domestic beers and more. And if you enjoy international soccer, 7th Hill opens early. $2 mimosas on Sundays, anyone? The 7th Hill Tap Room, 2475 Appalachia Parkway, just downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3 WVFT. Greta, Tallahassee. Your
Sports Flash Update on Real Talk 93.3 in Tallahassee.
The college football season, it is underway for Central Florida. They opened up the year yesterday. They beat Jacksonville State, but not overly impressive. They win 17-10. They'll play again a week from Saturday when they take on North Carolina A&T. Both Florida State and Florida opening up their respective seasons on Saturday. For Florida State, they are going to play host to number 8 Alabama. Florida State 4-2 all-time in season openers against current SEC teams. Alabama leads the all-time series 3-1-1. Florida football, they are going to take on Long Island University on Saturday. First time these two teams have ever matched up. Miami won't play until Sunday when they take on Notre Dame. This Sports Flash is presented by Progressive. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo insurance and save with Progressive. I'm Matt Pauley on Real Talk 93.3.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free. Select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
For most families, your home is your biggest investment. That's why Joel Higgins built ACL Home Inspections, providing you thorough, precise, and efficient information with same-day, easy-to-read digital reports.
Probably one of the most common things that we find is a water heater drain line. It's meant to be plumbed a certain way, and a lot of the times in a retrofit situation where they replace the water heater is a different size. Lots of times they'll say, I had no idea, and it's the home that they live in, and they walk past these things every day. They're not even aware that it's a danger, much less that it's even there.
Protect your family's biggest investment. Call ACL.
Having your HVAC system operating properly is probably the biggest thing for high temperature events. So I always recommend a service agreement with a local HVAC company that will come twice a year and clean service your HVAC system, and they can spot problems.
Call today, 850-312-8919.
Hey, this is for my homeowner friends out there. You know who you are. When you get your grass cut, you're going to inspect the work, make sure it's good. Get your house painted, check around every corner and edge, make sure that's done right. Get a new roof, get eyes on those shimmering new shingles. Get your septic tank cleaned. Bet you're not popping your head down in there to take a look around. You got to trust it's done right. I'll make it easy. Go see my friend Greg Miller, Miller Septic. They're my guys. I trust them, and you can too. MillerSeptic.com. That's it. That's the commercial. That's the whole thing. Check them out. That's MillerSeptic.com.
Tired of watching baseball score updates on your phone? Get off the bench and head to the CP. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is your home for all MLB games in-state or nationwide. Enjoy the coldest drinks, Tallahassee's best wings, and watch your team in crystal clear comfort. And if you'd like to compete, come by Tuesday nights for CP Trivia and Thursday nights for Beer Bingo, where you can walk home with cold, hard cash. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
on the YouTube. Good to be with you, man. The loosey-goosey, the football got underway yesterday early. That happy hour special, I hope that becomes a thing. Let's do this 5:30 every year. Every year. Normally it's 6, 6:30, 7. Nope, 5:30. 5:30 every year from this point forward.
From USF's on-campus stadium or Tampa at Raymond James. Who cares?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me that game.
Let them be the opener.
You know, I got a question that was asked of us right before the break, and I do want to answer it. It was awfully kind of James to contribute to the show and ask a question, and we appreciate that, James. And I did finally read the bottom correctly. It's he says, Knowles. Got it. Well done. James, I don't think there's a scenario by which Mike would get canned in season. I suppose if there was a mass mutiny of some sort and the players were completely tuning him out, and you couldn't get them to play hard because there was some of that a year ago. And I think that's where people have said that I've been harsh, is that I've said that in any other situation, what happened a year ago would have gotten him fired. And I think that's true. I don't think that's a matter of being harsh. I think that's just a reality. You go 2-10 at a place like Florida State, you don't get to keep your job. But Florida State financially was caught in a bind. They had their commitments to the stadium renovation, to the football-only facility. Mike did have a couple of things in his favor beyond the contract, and that was, let's not forget, he also had that 12-0 regular season the year before and a ACC championship to go with. So there is a sentiment and I think a pretty good percentage, I'd say, of the fan base that really would like to see Mike stay and make it work. I'm amongst that group, by the way, that would like to see him make it work. I know people don't believe that, but it's true. I really would like to see this work out. I don't know that it will, but I'm rooting for it. But yeah, once he came back and they gave him the money to make the changes on the staff, I don't think there's any way, again, unless players just quit on him or something and they can't get him to play hard because it's a mutiny of some kind against Mike. That'd be the only way that he would be canned in season. So not going to happen. And this year will be the referendum. He's got to see this thing moving in the right direction. Tom has celebrated the fact that we'll get some clarity, and I don't disagree with that. More of you contributed. Let's get to them. Tony says, what would it take for you to want TC back next year? Is there nothing? Just thank him and move on to Sperry. I wouldn't want to spend any more than they're spending, and he would have to play great. And then, of course, there's no guarantees he'd be allowed back next year, right? I mean, that year of eligibility is still in question.
I've never heard a definitive on whether or not he has the extra year. I know that he could apply and appeal. Or, I don't know that there's a definitive, but I think the door would be open to another year.
Great, of course. Well, first of all, if we're being very honest about this, the way to approach that question or to answer that question is to give lend a little context. He is never going to be an NFL quarterback. So the money that he could make here far outweighs the money he would ever have a chance to make in the NFL as a quarterback. So if he, they're paying him, I think, close to $1 million, maybe $800,000 is what we've heard.
800,000 is the report, yes. Yeah. Which is that's the DJU neighborhood, maybe a little light relative to DJ.
Right. Yeah. So he's making $800,000. If you're Tommy Castellanos and you have a good season, you definitely want to come back, even just to double down and double dip in that $800,000 neighborhood, because that's you're not going to be playing professional football as a quarterback.
Yeah, to me, I think for him to get to that level, I know Tony Greco was asking you, but he has to be a quarterback he's never been before in order for
them to want him back. Correct.
Because it's an investment too. You're working against 20.5. You're working against your NIL budget, which will be on the battle's end to cajole however many million they can above the 20.5 from the rev share. But in order for you to get to that place where you think, all right, rather than graduating up the ranks another player or going into the portal and grabbing another player, he has to be better than he's ever been. Now, the hope is that with an offense tailored to him and an offensive coordinator who runs a system that is built for a player like Tommy Castellanos, that we are in that position in November where we say, can we run it back? But again, I just want to be clear on this. I know that the story of how many games he played early in his career in 1 year, and I don't know what kind of appeal process there could be, but I've never heard a definitive on whether or not he has another year to spend. So that would need to be meted out.
There's two things that have to happen. A, he'd have to be eligible for that year, and B, as you correctly pointed out, he'd have to be a player he's never been for us to even ask it, because the offensive coordinator, I think, has made it pretty well known that he likes Sperry a lot. Garrett, I see that green next to you. We made it, boys. Thanks for carrying us through the doldrums of the offseason. Jeff and Warchant staff, let's shock the world on Saturday. Go Noles. Yeah, man. Garrett, thank you, and appreciate your support and appreciate your question and appreciate, you listen to the show. I think a lot of people would be really shocked if Florida State lines up and beats Alabama on Saturday. I don't think, there's enough people out there that I've heard, or shows I've been on, and hosts that I've talked to, or analysts that I've listened to, or breakdowns of the game. There's no shortage of that. It's all over the internet. It's all over the YouTube. It's all over on websites. So you go through and you see the previews of all the games. We all do that. There's no shortage of guys that think the game will be, in the balance in the third quarter. I've heard plenty of people say, I think Florida State will hang in there for a while. And, so they wouldn't be that kind of shocked if it was relatively close into the second half. I think where people would be shocked is if 7 minutes to go, we're tied. Now you got people waking up all over the country going, whoa, what is this?
Yes, in the national discussion, people would be shocked.
I think so.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we upset them tomorrow. That doesn't mean I think it's going to happen.
Right.
What would shock me more? I know you're like, it's if Ty looks great. If that would shock me more. That's the whole thing. To me, it comes down to whether this kid is good. Yeah. What if he's not good? And Alabama fans in the third quarter are going, really?
Yeah, and there is a possibility he's not. That is a fair thing to say. I mean, I think he'll probably play well, and I think
he's got
good coaches and good players.
If he doesn't play well in this situation, he'll never play well. I'm talking about this year. You've got a coordinator who is back with his head coach. The head coach is back with his coordinator. You've got these weapons on offense at wide receiver. If you can't succeed in this situation, it's going to be tough for you to find another situation to succeed in if you're Simpson.
I think for the course of the long haul in his career and where it's headed, if he doesn't succeed this year, then it's over. They'll move on, and that's it. And they've got a talented kid behind him that's a freshman that they're excited about. But he could look bad tomorrow and still end up having a decent year. The 3.35 is no great shakes to look at if you're a new starting quarterback on the road. It can cause confusion. You can have a bad game.
And I want to be clear. I wouldn't be shocked if the final was 38-13 Bama either. I'm just saying that in week one is a noisy week of football, and this kid does not have a track record at all.
I think certainly when we check the boxes of potential upset in the making for Florida State, I think we've all said, well, it starts with Ty Simpson having a rough go. It starts with Ty Simpson having a rough day at the office. That, it's a first big start. He's seemingly had a nervous personality in the past. Just listening to the kinds of questions he asks his mentors and those around the program seems to suggest he's a little nervous right now. Doesn't mean he can't overcome it. I think it's natural, and I rather commend somebody who's willing to admit that they're nervous before a start like this. I would be too. I don't think that people are telling the truth when they tell you that they're not nervous, but it's what you do with it. It's how you handle it. It's what what manifests from it, that once the game starts.
And that comment's not a death knell. I'm not saying that,
not at all.
I'm going to liken him to somebody else who hasn't achieved the highest of highs yet. But Justin Herbert was open about his nerves and whether
we crushed him for it, by the way. I crushed him for it. I loved his talent at Oregon, and we said, man, physically, he's a freak. But I don't want to hear a guy I'm drafted in the first round for my future franchise quarterback tell people that he gets nervous and sometimes shuts down. Whoa. What are we doing here?
Right, and he doesn't know if he's the caliber of player who can play at the level that he's about to be drafted into.
Quote unquote, I'm not much of a leader that way. What are we? Yes. Hey.
And I know when you measure him against the Mahomes and even Burrow and
he's not.
And
that
Josh
guy.
Allen,
Hasn't
you're like,
that guy.
I don't know he's ever going to get there. But I mean, against the expectations of that quote, where you're like, that's a dead man walking. He's not.
No,
he's not. He responded to
well.
that.
In fact, he had an incredible rookie year, if you recall, right on the heels of that quote.
Well, it's because they told him he wasn't playing until he was playing. I think that helped with Tyrod Taylor went down because they stuck him with the needle too deep in his ribs.
Yeah, got sued and lost millions. Tom, thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution as well. Thanks for that and the question. I know Jeff loved that USF linebacker play last night. I tweeted about that and their safeties, by the way, with some colorful language. I enjoyed it. And you allow me, at least with the first half, to talk about this, the first half of this question before I read the second half of your comments here. It wasn't the score. That was a big deal for USF to win that game. Listen, people forget. Boise State returned the vast majority of the team that they had last year. I understand Genty was a big part of that and was an elite player. And after watching last night, you realize just how badly they miss or how good Genty is. But their quarterback was back. A lot of the big-time starters were back. This was a Boise State team preseason ranked in the top 25 because of all those returning starters in the established program that they've been in the group of five. And Tom, I think that, that's why you saw the number as it was. I've said I like the coach at USF, and I think that that's a program ascending currently because of the way he gets his teams to play. I even liked when I go back and you watch him these last couple of years, he's had some teams that weren't any good. But when you watch USF play, they play hard. They play hard. And so that's the backdrop on this comment that I'm going to make. I didn't know, look, I took USF and they won the game. But Tom, in the first quarter, even when it's 7-0 Boise, I'm commenting to my buddy that was watching the game, and I text him, I go, just watch the way USF plays. Just look at those dudes and how they play. There is a whole bunch of what for. They play with passion, speed, and a physicality that is envious. It makes me envious. I do that tomorrow. 4 quarters of that, no matter what happens, will be a shot in the arm for this fan base and for this program. Now, listen, if you play that way and you get beat 60-0, but if you play that way, you won't get beat 60-0. That's the point. You can't get beat 60-0 if you play the way that they do on defense. Even on offense, they're nasty. They're nasty.
That's the thing that I want to wake up on Sunday thinking, which is I can't wait to watch what they do next.
Yeah. Yeah, give you a stepping stone of more good football.
One of the teams that I point to, it's one of my favorite teams because we were exiting the lost decade, and we thought we were never going back. We were wrong. But 2010, that team was flawed. That team did not have depth, but that team had heart. That team was mean. They were good for one highlight reel hit per game at minimum, and everybody took a turn from Greg Reed to Nick Moody to Mike Harris over the middle, to Kendall Smith. I mean, that team gave you one play a week at minimum where somebody was ended and driven into the ground. And I love that about that group. And they ran out of steam, and they lost a couple games that were not pretty. But that was a group that didn't live up to the 90s Florida State standard.
Right. But they played
that really, I could not wait to watch play every week.
Well, I just
please be that.
I just think if you're a USF fan, man, you got to go support that guy and that team because they play the right way. They play really hard, and they'll probably lose their next 2 games because it's against Florida and Miami. But they're going to come up and hit you. They fly to the football. They can't wait to hit you. There's a moment in the first half I'm watching a tackle, and the game's still in the balance, and I'm like, oh, he's going to get flagged for that. They were headhunting. I mean, they're just destroying people. Kudos to the officials for holding on to their flags on a couple of those borderline shots. Football, it's man's game. It's tough. It's physical. And those guys would fly up and hit and really rattle people. You created those turnovers, I think, through hard hits. You saw a lot of that. The rest of Tom's question, USF is paying those kids $20 a month to play at that pathetic commuter school, and they still have a stable of headhunters. You are right. Sigh. Can we please see that tomorrow? Please indeed, Tom. Eric, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Jeff and Tom, it's finally here. FSU football is back. See you guys over at the CP later today. Tall Boys on a Friday. Yeah, Libations Friday, CP. We will be there later on today.
I was there yesterday.
Setting up.
A little site visit, making sure that the connectors are all connecting and so forth, and the home field folks were there as well, getting the lay of the land.
Nice guys, you told me.
They're great. They're very nice guys, and because the promo is with Modelo, I had a couple Modelos with the guys watching the first half of
Don't
the
mind
USF
if I
game.
do on a Friday at 5:30 with football on in the backdrop in the Vegas wall.
Yes, sir. Remember, if you're going to CP today, to either wear home field apparel or if you've purchased anything at Garnet and Gold in the last month, just put that as a screenshot on your phone, and you're going to get some free Modelo yourself.
Doesn't suck.
That does not suck.
Jeff writes, hey guys, been a long time since I was able to catch a live show and jump in the chat, but wasn't going to miss this one. Thanks for the great content. It is appreciated as always. Go Noles. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate the contribution, and thanks for listening and jumping on in. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, so it's funny. I had a bunch of emails this morning in the inbox. I'm like, where have these guys been? But they did the smart thing. They shut it down over the summertime. They just couldn't do it. They were like, I love you, Cameron, but I can't be an everyday guy after 2 and 10.
Well, I can on the pod, but not live.
Right. I can't. Yeah. Or I can do it, but I got to, it's like a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. I got to take a couple days sometimes.
There are piranhas in the chat. I'm not looking at it. Not doing it.
Specific to 2 and 10. I had to, that's the way it works. So some guys backed away. Oh, Daniel's a new member. All right, Daniel, welcome aboard. Appreciate you, Daniel Bell. Look at my man, Don, in here in the chat. Tried and True Consulting. It's great to see Don earlier this week. Great to see Joe and Rusty as well. That team is kicking ass. Give a shout out to Ben, T Sparks, Matt, Above and Beyond, TBE for talking with the Tried and True team. Here to help fellow Noles put more money in your back pocket. Go Noles. Indeed, Don. Don looks good. He had this fresh pair of pants on. And, he's just a suave dresser in addition to being a very good businessman. Don dresses. He's a pimp. Had they were these baby blue / pink, like this checkered thing going on with his pants. It's like, I mean, I can make people uncomfortable because I'm that secure with my own sexuality. I don't worry about it. I was like, damn, Don, those pants are awesome. Look at you. Turn around.
360 with your bad self.
Look at those pants. Those are good looking pants. Darian says, nice Leon shirt, Jeff. Yeah, it's game day. Game day for Leon. Wish them well as they make the trek over there towards Panama City. Son is being held out for one last game. He'll be back for the remaining 8.
We'll see you at the CP then.
I'll be there. So I would have been traveling to go see that game, but he is not going to suit up tonight. The doctor recommended just this last game to sit out, and then he'll be back, and he is going to be shot out of a cannon. He practiced this week. He was ready to go, but they feel like he's still got a little tenderness there. We got to go one more game here, and then he'll be back. So, I told him he's got a future in coaching. He knows the playbook backwards and forwards in every position on the field, so they give him a headset when he doesn't play, and he helps coach up the receivers.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool.
All right.
He goes on to say, my late dad's alma mater, does Darian. I do get wistful when the season starts without my favorite Nole fan and wonder what he'd say about this era of college football. Appreciate the show. Well, Darian, I don't think he'd like this era of college football. We're all just trying to get through it to the other side right now until they get some better regulations and standards and through line of rules of what's what and all that. So we're all kind of just hanging in, trying to survive it. We do love the sport, especially excited with the new year upon us, but I do think a lot of people are still, let's get it together, college football. Let's get it together. I want to love you. You're testing it. Tested it. It's like these marriages go through rocky periods. If you made the commitment and you said the vows, you can't let the rocky periods, and they can only be rocky periods. I'm not talking about severance. I'm talking about just rocky periods where for whatever reason you're just disconnected. You hang in there because eventually you're reconnected and you're like, oh, that's just a tough month.
Yeah, right now with college football, I'm Alonzo Mourning where I'm going, man, there's a lot of problems here. But CFB 26 is a good game. Like, it's a really good game this year. I think it's better than last year's game.
Well, I would think they had a chance to figure out a few of
It's lovely.
I haven't started it yet. I'm finishing up my MLB The Show season.
I also got to tell you the menu music, it's college bands, but whatever small playlist they use, it's great.
Good.
I've left it on in the background while I'm working. I'm like, there you go. Give me some band music.
Proc says, happy first libations of 2025, gents. Currently riding through 3-legger with USF, FSU, and Miami winning outright. That will pay you well, Brock. The contribution to the show will be easily covered.
That would be right.
If the 3 of those hit outright, listen, you hit the one early that I liked a lot, which is USF. Miami's got a very good shot. But the middle one is the one you want to win the most, and that's a toughie. The balancing of a loosey-goosey on a Friday before the first game of a season should be studied. Masterclass today, fellas. Go Noles. It is a balancing act. Thank you, sir. It's also a balancing act in your personal life. You're so overwhelmingly excited about the games that this could get away from you tonight. You got to be careful. Now, we work tomorrow, and we're only going to have a couple of Guinness tonight, but for a lot of people, Tom, they don't work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
They get up and they go to a football game.
They're on vacation.
And they're watching tonight's football games, of which there are some good ones.
Because they also have Monday off. And that extra day off makes you less responsible the Friday before.
Because even if I'm tired on a Saturday, I'll buck up. I'll start with a little hair of the dog, and I'll ride high through the night. And then know what? I can sleep Sunday.
The saddle again. That's it.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
Oh, Tom, why?
So for people that don't know, Tom's roommates used to loathe that on game day Saturdays after a long night out on a Friday, he would get up early, probably still buzzed, probably still maybe legally drunk.
Ooh, Brooklyn pizza. We still have some left.
And
nice.
He would walk out while people were scattered about the rooms asleep. And he would say,
back in the saddle again.
And he'd go,
that's right.
And crack a cold one.
Oh, come on, man. No, you come on. We only get 7 of these at home.
It's a game day.
Wake the hell up.
In my apartment, I did that same thing, but with music. Loud music. To the chagrin of all in the surrounding area, it would be I had, me, music guy. I had a stereo system. A serious system. So it was like whatever I felt like that morning, cranked.
I don't know why it had to be this way, but the Natty Light freezer quality cold to hair of the dog the next day.
Oh, that's a beauty.
It has to be freezer quality cold.
Freezer cold. Yeah. Well, we used to have what's called the system.
The super light beers. It has to be that Natty level of beer. It just starts the day perfectly.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something really quick. The system, I haven't engaged in the system in a long, long time because I'm a grown-up and I shouldn't. I've wanted to. But here's the thing, Tom. The system was beautiful. You talk about those ultra light beers when it's the hair of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
So like a tall Coors Light or, in your case, a tall Natty Light, whatever it might be. You get that first one when you get up. And they're all sleeping. You're about to wake them up. You throw one in the freezer.
That's it.
You throw that bad boy in the freezer. Then you take the one in hand. You crank your music.
Sing my song.
You sing your song. Then you down that bad boy. Now, from there, you've downed it. You've got time. You walk in. You freshen up. You brush your teeth. You get right. You put your clothes on game day. And you walk back into that kitchen, and now it's frozen.
Yep.
Here we go. And you open that freezer, and you now we're 2 in, ultra light. We've cut the edge off.
That's it. Yep.
And it's time to get it on.
Yeah. And then I'm so glad that I ordered 2 subs last night instead of 1.
Oh, how about that?
Hey, look at you.
Here we go.
Little number 6.
And back in the day, because you could stomach it, you'd be like, here we go. Well, college game day, shaboop.
Oh, yeah.
And it's on, and now we're good. And then we start the talking, and everybody, you see people slowly come to life.
They do. But then the one thing that happens is in those days, in that time, is when Rinaldi started his piece. It's okay, I'm going to go shower and get ready for the game.
Rinaldi's going to try to make us cry. I'm going to go shower up here. But sometimes you got caught in the Rinaldi piece because somebody else got to the shower, and then you're trying to hold it together. He did overcome cancer, didn't he?
And then he's just, you try to cut it, and you say, I hope Buster Davis takes somebody's head off today.
Yeah, Justin, we did the same thing. We would crank the Warchant to wake everybody up, and then it would go straight to music. and then I'd open the sliding.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful with that on a game day. You don't want to overdo the band playlist early in the day. One round of the songs.
One round. It's a signal. It's a clarion call.
And I will, on opening day, so tomorrow, you let that CD run through all of the major FSU hits before they get into whatever the year. You know, they have different songs from different movies or whatever. You have 5 or 6 tracks for sure.
Yeah, and then you got to move on. Then you got to get music
because you don't want to be sick of it when you hear it with your own ears and see it with your own eyes. That's the big thing there.
We got another one here from J.A. Martinez. Wish I could have made it to meet you all at the CP. I'll be in from Jacksonville for at least one this year. Thank you, and go Noles. Appreciate you, J.A. Martinez. Brandon says, media may crown Goliath, but the David and Garnet and Gold is locked in, fearless, and ready to shake the nation. This is Doak. This is Florida State. Yeah, and for that reason, I don't like to point to the David and Goliath story. We're a Goliath with an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
Well, we're a Goliath.
They might be Gilgamesh. We're in Key. We're ready. We're here.
We're not some little engine that could. We're not out here Louisiana Monroe in it. We are Florida State.
Perhaps we are. Back in.
Shannon Young, he's here. I think I just saw him moments ago. I don't have to tell you about all the cross-country mortgage stuff. You already know that. I could go walking in there and say, there's Shannon right there. I tell you all the time about the better rates, better options, the 7 states that he can help out in: Florida, Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, Texas, and the Carolinas. Faster response. But what I really tell you is that Shannon is a tireless worker who's very, very good at his job. He's a goal-oriented guy. He's a very logical guy. He has an unwavering commitment, and he is a fellow Nole with tons of experience, and he'll help you find the loan options you need to buy that dream home. Loansfornoles.com to learn more. Ethical, smart, hardworking. He's going to make it happen for you. Loansfornoles.com.
Roofing and construction services. T-Spark.com.
License number CCC 1331204. Some men follow the crowd. Others take the long way, the wayward way. At thewaywardgent.com, we've curated the gear, gadgets, and grit every respectable man needs. From the fairway to the fire pit, we've identified the top-rated Amazon finds, so you don't have to. No fluff, just the good stuff. Visit thewaywardgent.com for the man who's not afraid to live a little off course. Thewaywardgent.com.
Game day in Tallahassee starts with energy, and nothing fuels that spirit like Grassroots Coffee brand new End Zone Blend.
That's right. Every cup of End Zone Blend doesn't just taste incredible. It also supports our Florida State Seminoles football program.
Grassroots Coffee knows it's about commitment and being all in. Every sip of End Zone Blend helps push the program forward, supporting the grind and the climb.
So whether you're at home, have a business, or just getting fired up before kickoff, make End Zone Blend part of your game plan.
Support local and our favorite coffee roaster. Order Grassroots Coffee's End Zone Blend today at grassrootscoffee.com. And let's keep driving the Noles to victory.
It's that easy. Drink Grassroots Coffee and help support the Florida State Seminoles. And don't forget, you can get 15% off your first order at grassrootscoffee.com.
Grassroots Coffee's brand new End Zone Blend.
Grassroots Coffee.
Made for everyone.
Loved everywhere.
God gave us 2 ends, one to think with and one to sit on. Success in life depends on which one you use. Heads, you win. Tails, you lose. Hi, I'm Rick Hughes, host of The Flatline. Heard every Sunday morning here at 7:30 a.m. on Real Talk 93.3 Tallahassee Real Talk Station. Come join me 30 minutes of motivation, inspiration, and some education as I seek to reveal God's plan by teaching 10 unique problem-solving devices. Every Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m., 93.3 Real Talk Tallahassee.
Hey everybody, this is Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage. Been in the industry now for 22 years. I just made the move over to the nation's largest retail lender, Cross Country Mortgage, here to serve you in 7 states, including Florida, Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and the state of Texas. Here to offer better service, better rates, and if you were thinking about buying, or if you've been on the fence and been waiting to call me, now is the time. You can still find me at loansforknowles.com. That is, again, loansforknowles.com. I've helped thousands of fellow Knowles get into their dream home, and I can't wait to help you get into yours. Give me a call today. I'm at 954.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
I didn't see this before, but we've kind of made this a fun hour of interaction with those that have written in questions or contributions or just in the chat in general. But I appreciate Chad. He writes, Bama fan here living in Savannah. Just wanted to let you guys know I've really enjoyed y'all's content for the past couple of weeks. And he's given us a fist bump on the screen there.
Thank you, Chad.
Appreciate that. I think we've tried to be relatively fair about this. Obviously, we make no secret about it. We're Knowles. We're rooting for Florida State. But I've got immense respect for Bama. I don't know how you couldn't. And I also think that they are the better team. But I hope, like hell, we pull the upset and that you lose 9 games. That said, actually, I don't. If we win, I don't want you to lose 9 games.
No, it's
if
better
we win,
for us. Yeah.
If we win, you can go ahead and win the rest of them. I don't really care. Yeah.
Beat your ass in the playoffs again.
Yeah, let's go. If we win, you can do whatever you need to do to the SEC. Don't really care.
I don't know how you find these things in the chat sometimes because that's buried from a while ago. Do you scroll for them? Does your chat stop somewhere?
No. So I don't look at the chat while we're doing the show when I'm in segment. Sometimes I do. It depends on what we're talking about or if I feel the need to answer something. But most of the time, I'm not looking at the chat. I don't have it up because it's not healthy for me as the driver of the show, doing the show, providing the content, to be staring at people's questions or arguments or whatever it might be. And so what happens is we go to break.
Thank you, Chop It Up 1, 2, 3 for that observation.
Yeah. Well, what happens is we go to break, and then I'll check to see if people ask something or there's a starred question. Like you'll start a question if somebody, asked a good question or contributed or whatever. I need to know that because I don't want to, not ask somebody's question who's contributed to the show. And then it's a 3-minute break, 4-minute break. So I'll just read everybody's stuff. And I came across his. I'm still not even close to caught up. But I wanted to just at least note that guy said something nice, and he's a Bama guy. So there you go. That's how it works.
Hey, Lee, knock that off. He says he's texting while driving on the chat.
Yeah.
Do that, Lee. Come on now.
I got asked whether or not, I think it was somebody last segment that asked why I wasn't headed over to Bryce's game. He's not playing.
You don't want to watch him signal things in?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to drive 2.5 hours to watch him signal things in. If he were playing, I'd be there. I've never missed a game. I've never missed a single minute of him playing football or any other sport for that matter. When he was on the basketball team, I didn't miss that either. So now I will tell you, he's running track this year. I'm gonna miss those.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss those track meets now.
I did 2 track meets. The first time I didn't realize how long.
You were covering it?
No. I was a part of the relay team, 440. I was leg 3 of the 440, And we didn't run till 5:45. I got there promptly at 2:45.
Oh yeah, no, I'm missing track.
It happened again. I said, "That's it." And my mom, she was like, "Really? You don't think you want to do track?" I said, "No, I think I'm done." She goes, "I think that's a great idea."
He ran track last year too, but he's really running track, like running track this year, and he's fast. I think he'll run the 400 and the 200, but he's not that fast. So
he's not fast enough for you to show up to come see him.
I don't think. Listen, we have a little back and forth, he and I, on this. I ran track in high school, and he knows that, and he knows that we have a little fun with it. There's a team picture from that. I might stand out, and he's like, okay, see ya. And I'm like, well, I'm proud of you too, but you're not going to college to run track, so. If it's somewhere in the near area, I'll swing on by, but I'm not traveling to
Have the high school sports director or athletic director send the rundown of the times. You can go play at Capitol for a few hours, and they're like, "Oh, it's 5:15. He is scheduled to go in 20 minutes. So I'm gonna head over there. I'll be back. I'll see you on the 14th hole."
Yeah, well, we'll see. I say that, but if he's, I don't know. I there's a pull. It's what happens to me. I say I'm not going to go, and then I find out there's a meet, and then the voice in my head goes, "Get your ass in the car. Go over there and watch your boy run."
There's a margarita truck in the parking lot.
I don't have to. They don't have to be serving drinks for me to go somewhere, Tom. But
for a track meet, come on now.
Yeah. I will tell you that I think this last month was the anniversary of that dude wearing the javelin through the shoulder, the judge. That you can find that on YouTube. It's the best. He's just sitting there, not even paying attention. And he goes, "Fuck yeah!" right in the shoulder. And I'm like, yeah. Just pierces his old ass.
First of all,
it's hilarious.
The word is a funny word.
The javelin?
I think javelin's a funny word.
It's a fun word.
And it also is just kind of it's a spear throwing contest,
which is great.
I mean, that gets us really back to our
we're
roots
out there
as a people.
Yeah, we're hunting. We're out there doing it.
But then every time I hear the word javelin, I think of Revenge of the Nerds and the one that Lamar had. It's like
it was flaccid.
But it helped to become somehow more aerodynamic.
Yeah. No, that video you can find of that old man just wearing it. It's just like, and then you see the guy who threw it. He's like, "Oh, he's there." Like, come on, man. I'm telling you, this is just like what I was saying before. That go find on YouTube, guys. I should have posted it. That poor umpire, three times in one Little League game, right off the boys. Foul ball, you hear tink tink. It just drops. It's brutal. And the other video I always show you from track and field is the one of the girl with the I can't believe you got it and threw it up there.
I did.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, we've derailed the show.
It's a Libations Friday.
It is a Libations Friday. I want to circle back and talk some football in a second, and I'm going to do it because I have something to say about a particular thing that I led the show with even and didn't go back to touch on, which is kind of cool. Chef Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
Two people are in. Gary in Lumberton. Arnold is currently in the Lubbock County Jail where he will await extradition. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update. Brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, cloudy skies expected. High temperatures reach up to 83. North winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of thunderstorms tonight. Lows level off around 72. Overcast skies. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow. Thunderstorms likely. Daytime highs approaching 84. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Currently 83.
I'm Michael Garrison, third generation here at Metal Roofing Sales of Tallahassee. It's a common misunderstanding that a metal roof is more expensive than a traditional shingle roof. At Metal Roofing Sales of Tallahassee, we'll show you how affordable it really can be. A metal roof far exceeds the durability and lifespan of a shingle roof, saving you thousands of dollars over time. Not only do we have the technology to fabricate and produce the best materials, we have the most experienced contractors to install your roof as well. And we will match or beat any other price in tile. Find us online at metalroofingsales.net. You can trust the 3 generations of service under one roof.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy? I was just thinking, they never tell you that when you grow up, one of the things that you'll miss are the games that you created with your friends in the neighborhood. Oh, good days. So I would have my buddy come over, and then we'd make up these games that were kind of like a hodgepodge of every game that you've ever played. Kind of like the bikes we built. Correct. Yes. And it's a grand experiment. In the beginning, nobody knows how to play the game, and you argue about what the rules are going to be. And in the end, everybody knows how to play the game. By the end of that summer, you know the rules, the neighborhood know the rules, and you play that game like it's the greatest game ever played. But and they still try to break the rules, right? Oh, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But at the end, Eddie, you're never going to play it again, and you'll think about it the rest of your life. And the best game you ever played was that game. Never been a better one. Hey, you want to have a Gordo Smash, Jeff? I do. I'd like that. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Yeah, I saw that, Garrett. Good news. I retweeted that too. Luke Laux bringing back Derwin Kitchen to be a part of the basketball program, which is fantastic. And Derwin's one of my favorite players. I just wish he had a better sense of the clock when he was here.
Yeah.
Really was kind of clock challenged.
Yeah, that is true. He did hit the reverse layup against Georgia Tech the year that we went to the ACC title against Duke and lost.
Yeah, he did. And he also was one of the best rebounding guards I've ever seen.
Yeah, a lot of effort. And that team, those teams that he was on when he had graduated up the ranks and became the leader were a lot of fun.
You know, sometimes, really quick on this because it was a big deal. It's an NFL thing, and I'll get back to college football, and we'll refresh the hour. By the way, W's and L's next hour. W's and L's next hour. Somebody asked about it, and I've been kind of waiting to go there. It is a Friday. We do have, it'll happen. Wins. We'll do that when we get to the next hour. It'll be the final hour. It's the hardest and most difficult assessment of W's and L's.
Oh, it's
exercise in futility.
This is totally blind. You've got the sleep mask on and you're piloting a plane. You have no idea.
It's difficult. It is difficult. So, day to day, somebody asked me one time, how do you decide what you're going to talk about, or how much do you consume every day in terms of the literature and sports? Like, what are you reading all the time? I know you're about to make a drinking joke.
Nope.
But like
you moved on too quickly for me to say 4 beers.
I caught you. But it's one of those things where I have a system in the morning. I've talked about this a lot. Now that I'm old, I'm an early riser. I get up, I get the dogs out the door, I walk them. It's still dark outside. I like to come back in. I take a quick shower to get ready for the day. I'm back in the kitchen by 6. I've got that coffee's ready. Now I've got the kids' lunches out. I make those. I tell my wife to get moving because she's half-stepping. She's not a morning person. I usually have to go back in there and say, hey, let's get with the program. And then I come back out. I make Clark, who's my slowest moving child because he hates mornings. Bryce is clockwork. He's ready to go. I don't have to worry about him. Clark would lay in bed and never get up if I didn't go back in there a second time. Usually I'll slap his foot or the back of his calf and tell him let's go. Then he gets up. Then we come back out there. I get them out the door. The dogs have already eaten and been walked. I got my wife out the door so she could be at school. And now the house is mine. Now I'm alone. I'm by myself. I spend an hour before usually deciding whether or not it's going to be a morning gym day or a post-show gym day. Some days I work out after the show. Sometimes I work out in the morning. When I'm flying, when I'm humming, I go and work out right then because get it out the way. But I don't always do that. I like the quietness of that house after everybody has left.
So you pull up betting lines? What is it? What do you go to?
I pull up betting lines.
Yeah.
I pull up headlines. I pull up the various websites that I like to read, both to gather news as well as sports scores and information.
UtahUtesFootball.com.
I go through and I answer some emails that I've probably overlooked. I've been negligent. Many of them maybe 3 and 4 days old, and I'll go, oh, Bob emailed about the such and such. I probably should have got back to him. So I'll do some of that. I pour my second big cup of coffee.
Nah, it's not Flag Day. It's all right.
That's right. I pour my second big cup of coffee, and then I get into the various NFL, college football, Major League Baseball stories that I'm going to be interested in. And here's why I bring all that up. Sometimes even just sort of the banal, hey, it's a random Wednesday in the off season, there'll be a story that sticks with you and you'll flag it in your brain. You'll say, in your mind, you'll say, that's an odd quote. Or that was a strange decision. Sometimes it could be, I don't know, something as pertinent as anything to do with Florida State, and maybe it's a Mike Norvell quote. Maybe it's our athletic director saying something that I go, that's intriguing. Wonder if he's trying to tell us something. And, you make a mental note, like, I'm going to make a couple calls on that one. Or it could be something really good. Like, I see so-and-so's ahead of schedule with the injury recovery, and looks like we're going to have him ready to go first week of camp. Could be something we're reading about the Bucs. But there'll be something that sticks out. And I remember, and it all comes back. Sometimes they put the ribbon on it, Tommy. And last night, when the Micah Parsons news broke, I hearkened back to the previous offseason and something that Jerry Jones said. And I'm not the guy that spends an inordinate amount of time worrying about what the hell the Cowboys are going to do the way that ESPN does, because it's this national story, because Jerry wants it to be, and because it moves numbers. But I pay attention to all the teams in the league, especially in the NFC, because we're in the NFC. And I want to think about future free agents, salary caps, issues with teams that are in our division or in the same, the NFC. And I always go back and kind of look at a bunch of different things. Well, do you remember Jerry Jones, previous to last year, was asked about whether or not they were going to bring anybody in at the running back position? And he kind of hemmed and hawed and stutter-effed his way through the answer, and there wasn't a good answer. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no, he was just kind of hemming and hawing. And then not long after that, Derrick Henry was on the market, and of course the Ravens pounced. And the Cowboys needed a running back, and they didn't even invite him in for a conversation. And at the time, a lot of people in the Cowboys organization was asked about it, and a couple of them, including Jerry Jones' son, slipped a little bit and said, the cap came into play there. We had to look at it and be careful about the cap. I was like, well, Derrick Henry wouldn't have cost you that much money. And you still have to sign a couple of really important people, and you still have to sign Micah Parsons, who at this point is a bona fide superstar. And you would maybe want to get ahead of that because the number's only going to go up and up and up. Jerry has a terrible track record now that he is old as dirt of not signing people in a timely fashion and then having to overpay them months later when he could have got a better deal earlier before the market was changed for him by other signees at the same position. He blows it all the time. CeeDee Lamb, all of this stuff. You and I have been talking a lot about the future of what it would be like to be a GM in college football. All right. Had Dallas gotten the Micah Parsons deal done, They would have had a situation, and I looked it up this morning. They would have been spending over 50% of their cap on 3 players. It's never happened in the history of the league. It's never happened. The closest, you know who's the closest to ever doing that? You won't get it, but it's an interesting answer.
The Saints?
No. Detroit almost did it when they had Megatron, Stafford, and Sue.
Oh, yeah.
So those 3, they almost signed to make up over 50% of the cap were the dollars going to those 3 players. It ended up being like 45, 46%. But nobody's ever had 3 go over 50%. And so then you think back, they didn't even bring in Derrick Henry. This would put them in historically over the cap. He blew it a long time ago. Last night's the culmination of having not signed him the second they realized, you know what, he's under a rookie deal, but this dude's a freak. Let's get in on this now.
Well, on the sins of the Prescott contract, obviously, right. and yes, you're right on CD as well, but Dak for sure.
They were boxed
because
in.
We just talked about this earlier in the week. You know, you're referencing the range that NFL teams spend their cap dollars last year on a certain position, and the Cowboys were number 1 on quarterback. The Cowboys spent the most money of their cap dollars, their real fluid cash that they had, liquid cash, I should say, on quarterback of anybody in the league. It was 25 and change % on Dak Prescott.
And by the way, he blew that deal too.
Yes, because that was 11:30. That wasn't an 11th hour deal. That was 11:59.
But that's what I mean by waiting. You put yourself, you're bent over a barrel. In essence, they're not any better. This is a terrible move. Terrible move. I'll say it definitively. It's a terrible move. He is the premier pass rusher in the NFL. He's one of only 2 or 3 players in the history of the league that has opened his career with 4 straight 12+ sack seasons. Reggie White's the other last guy to do. I mean, come on, man. What are you doing? Boy, that's a tough day for Dallas fans.
We got
tough time in Dallas. You get rid of Luka. You get rid of Micah.
You got a big return. We've got a lot. We got a lot of assets coming in. A lot of assets.
Oh my goodness gracious!
First round picks. I'm sure it'll be top 10.
You'll be dead by the time those guys pan out. What are you doing? Hour number 3. W's and L's forthcoming. Hang in. Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Go custom with your window coverings with help from Budget Blinds of Tallahassee. Budget Blinds brings their showroom to your home with dozens of color and pattern choices. Just tell them what you love and they'll make it happen. From designing custom draperies and Roman shades to color matching your blinds and shutters.
I'm Gary, the local owner of Budget Blinds Tallahassee, where you get beautiful style and expert service for any budget. Call 668-4835 for a free consultation online at budgetblinds.com/Tallahassee.
Water is your home's worst enemy. It finds cracks, soft spots, and weaknesses. But not on our watch. At Gutter Solutions and Waterproofing, we're veteran-owned and built different, driven by detail and the pursuit of excellence. We install seamless gutters, underground drainage, and waterproofing systems that don't fail. Because when you live with discipline, water doesn't stand a chance. Gutter Solutions and Waterproofing. Visit guttersolutions.net. With us, it's personal. A roof isn't decoration. It's your home's first line of defense. At GSWP Roofing, we treat every build like it's mission critical. We're GAF Master Elite certified, led by a former Marine. And we don't cut corners. We execute with discipline, precision, and materials that hold the line. Storm after storm, year after year. Repairs, replacements, full installs. This is roofing done by the book. No excuses, no shortcuts. GSWP Roofing. Online at gswproofing.com. With us, you're covered.
Number CCC 1335048.
Feeling sluggish? Wake up your body the right way with Vigor. The all-new Vigor Cold Plunge Tub from Hot Spring Spas is now available exclusively at Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas in Tallahassee. Boost circulation, reduce inflammation, sharpen your focus, and more. Elite athletes do it daily, and now you can too. Experience the power of cold therapy in your own home. Come see the Vigor Cold Plunge, available only at Pinch a Penny on Capitol Circle Northeast and Greer Road.
Love to compete on the dartboard? Then it's time to head to the CP. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is Tallahassee's premier dart bar, featuring steel tip boards and soft tip internet play. The Corner Pocket hosts leagues and tournaments regularly. Just check out their social media to find a time that works for you. And in between games, grab a pint and a bite in the cool AC, or enjoy yourself outside on the deck. Whether you want to catch a game or start one of your own, the place to be is the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachie Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
WVFT Gretna, Tallahassee. This is Real Talk 93.3. More of the Jeff Cameron Show is coming up next. Your sports action update at Real Talk 93.3 with all the latest odds from Vegas.
Adrian Hauser on the mound today for the Rays. $1.44 road favorite of the Nationals plus 118. 9 over at Nationals Park. Ranger Suarez for the Phillies, $1.82 favorite against the Braves, and Bryce Elder plus 149. 9 under the total. Phillies pounded the Braves yesterday 19-4. Alabama bet up to a 14-point favorite against Florida State at Doe Campbell Stadium tomorrow, 49.5 the total. Florida Gators open up with Long Island University at the Swamp tomorrow. They're a 45.5-point favorite over the Sharks. And South Florida, as a 4.5-point dog, beat Boise State last night, 34-7. Score $500 in rewards at the GBank First Bet VSiN Trifecta. Details at vsin.com/GBank. For more sports betting news and information, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, Real Talk 93.3.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Behold the Colonel's Giant KFC Chicken Sandwich, a towering, extra crispy monument to flavor. Such a huge amount of juicy, hand-breaded KFC chicken at a pretty tiny $3.99 price for the Colonel's KFC Chicken Sandwich. I mean, $3.99 isn't even worthy of the same epic soundtrack as the KFC Chicken Sandwich for only $3.99. The Colonel lived so we could chicken.
Prices and participation vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
The holidays are coming. Well, in a few months, and that's why now is the time to shower up with a beautiful custom bath or shower enclosure from Widden Glass. Don't wait for the holiday rush. Widden Glass will take care of you this summer to your complete satisfaction. When you call Widden Glass, you're dealing with real glass people, experienced, reliable professionals who offer only the best. Widden's top-of-the-line bath and shower enclosures provide style and luxury at an affordable price. With the holidays coming, that means family, and that means now is the time to shower up with style.
Call today. Widden Glass, the real glass people. 222-5781 or online at widdenglass.com. WHIDDON. Widden, Tallahassee's first family in glass since 1945. 222-5781. 222-5781 or online at widdenglass.com.
At Epps Decorating Center, we're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help with all your painting projects. Benjamin Moore, available at Epps Decorating Center with 2 locations in Tallahassee. Find a store near you and visit eppsdecorating.com. That's eppsdecorating.com.
Leaky faucet, busted pipes, clogged toilet? M&L Plumbing is here for you. For all commercial, construction, and residential plumbing issues, call M&L Plumbing at 575-9393 or visit online at mnlplumbing.com.
Right now at Infinity of Tallahassee, get 0% financing on all 2025 Infinities for 36 months. But it gets better. 0% for 60 months on QX60. That's right, 0% on every single new Infinity on the lot and only at Infinity of Tallahassee.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Friday of game week in Tallahassee. That is a glorious thing to welcome back. Libations Friday as it is. Don't forget today, later on this evening, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, somewhere in there. I think it's 5 o'clock, actually. Get over to the CP if you're in town, Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think Corey and Aslan are going to do their pod, and then there's just a get-together for all of us, Knowles, shaking hands, kissing babies, and what's the apparel that you have to have on? Did you tell me, Tom? That I think we get something or they get something.
So you can score free Modelo beer. There's also going to be a wing bar out there for free for the first people who show up. They're doing it right. I think I heard Bill yesterday say 500 wings over the course of the evening. So that's nice free food.
It's a lot of wings.
For the Modelo, you show up either in home field apparel.
Home field apparel, like the old school stuff.
Like the old school looking, really cool looking stuff. Yeah. Or you bring with you a proof of purchase from Garnet and Gold over the last month.
Nice.
And you are good to go.
Nice. So that's good. That is good. And I'll be over there. Tom will be over there. Corey, Aslan. I think Ira will be there. I think Gene will be there. Staff will be there. Everybody will be there. And a ton of Knowles. A ton of Knowles who are ready to go. So, you ready with this thing? And
really? Okay.
Do you no, I'm just asking if you want to do it early on.
I am prepared to do this thing with the W's and L's whenever you are.
So wait a minute. This makes me laugh. I'm looking in the chat because I know that we get asked questions. So I'll be back on Monday. So this is Danger Russ accountability. Be back on Monday to hear how you guys jump on the winning side and try to explain how you thought we could win, but just hadn't seen it yet, so you couldn't pick us. Laugh out loud. FSU suck at 34-26. All right.
That's cool, man. Just got done saying last hour I wouldn't be shocked if we won, but you do you.
You! Don't you jump in after the fact.
Wouldn't be shocked if we lose by 28. It's the first game. And it's all new, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You do you, though, man. We'll see on Monday. We appreciate the viewership.
I always laugh at that. So if you get it right, do they come back and like, oh, it turns out you were right. I bet that doesn't happen.
I can't wait to show up at your place of employment on Monday if it doesn't go right and hear how at the water cooler you justify it.
It's all right. We'll get some wrong. We'll get some right. It's just
the nature of the gig.
It's a hilarious attitude, though. It's stupid as hell. Anyhow, here we go.
If we need to be the scapegoat to make you feel better every day, happily so.
Yeah. Do you want to do this segment or do you want to do the next segment? We can recap from last night a little bit of the winnings from your boy.
Here's my suggestion from years of experience with W's and L's. I didn't start this with you. This was you and Matt from years ago.
Back long
It's
way.
a Matty Millar tradition. Those prediction segments tend to go long, so I think it's probably best that we clear a segment in a break.
Okay.
Just in case.
And then we'll go along with
Yep.
it. We'll make it a red zone. We'll do the right thing.
Yes.
Okay, we'll make it a red zone with the W's and L's. It'll be in segment 2. Last night, we started off right. A little checking of the box. You know, I should race down to USF and go to people's work who didn't pick their beloved Bulls like I did. Let them know. I see you're on the winning side now. USF did beat Boise State. I took them plus 5.5. I also took them in my personal life to win the game. They did. Got that one right. Akron plus 5.5. I did not get right. That game was 3-0 for a long, long time. So luckily I did get the Wyoming under 25.5 total correct to offset the Akron plus 5.5 loss. So that's 2 wins and 1 loss. But Miami of Ohio cashed in, and there we are at 3-1 through the first 4, and we've got more. And that's a good thing. More games tonight. I'll be waiting with bated breath to see if whether or not I get a couple of those totals, Tom, that made you smile and sound the alarm. The 61 and the yes. Yeah, that'll be fun. I feel good about it. It's a big win last night for USF. Good way for that season to start. They've got Florida and Miami coming up. The other part of that, though, is, again, you see how it affects the big picture stuff. Boise's in deep trouble if they think they're going to go to the playoff after losing that game in the manner that they did. They basically have to win out. And if you look at Boise's schedule, they're not going to win out. Probably not going to win out. Why? Well, they play Notre Dame at Notre Dame. NBC, Peacock, 3:30. That'll be October that game takes place. I bet that's a good weather game, though. It's nice in that dump of a town around October.
Yeah, it's a little less dumpy for a few weeks there.
The leaves are changing. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, there's a little snap in the air. It's got its own little texture when it cools off.
Of the games tonight, and we'll all be watching, excited about where we're at with the Friday night games. It used to be, Tom, on a Thursday and a Friday, you got, 5-6 games? These days, good God, it is a buffet.
That is right.
It is a heaping helping of games. Like, there's just no ending this. You'll be up late tonight for watching to see if my over on UNLV Sam Houston hits.
We are all on the oversized scooters as football fans. We are well served. And we are motoring around this.
Well served. This is the Epcot for fatties right here.
We're motoring around that theme park on the scooter.
Auburn Baylor tonight at 8 o'clock is intriguing, very intriguing. Georgia Tech, Colorado. It's a big game for the ACC. Georgia Tech needs to go out and win that game if you're a conference guy. But those are the two that I think we're both going to tune into. I don't know if you'll actually stay up for that 10:30 Central Michigan San Jose State game, Tom. I bet you don't.
I would if we weren't working tomorrow.
But we are.
And
where are we going to be?
Well, we will be
about that
right off of Gain Street. Hotel Indigo, beginning at noon for a meet, greet, and live show. It'll be 12:30 for the live show. It'll be about an hour-long version on YouTube. If you can't make it to town,
we'll do an
12:30. We've got a pregame show, proper pregame, breaking down the games. Specifically ours, and that's going to run. The whole event is going to run till about 2:30. So there's a show in the middle of it, meet, greet, cash bar, air conditioning, or in this case, a roof over your head so you're not getting rained on. There's always a reason to be indoors. It feels like it's either too cold or too hot or too rainy. Come on up to the 7th floor of Hotel Indigo. We cannot wait to see you. Also, if you want food, there will be registers, sausage for purchase as well.
Did you get excited when you got the game notes?
That's a you deal. You love the game notes.
Well,
did you find them this year okay, or were they hidden on the website to where you had to go hunting? Because you usually get mad for week 1. Where the hell are the game notes? And you don't say hell.
They do make it ridiculous. I mean, it is kind of absurd. It's frustrating. You're like, no, come on now. I should be able to find these game notes right out the gates. But you know what I missed? There is a media guide. I brought this up the other day. So I had, and I think a lot of people did. Do you guys still collect media guides? The thick-ass media guide. The picture on the front cover of this year, have you seen it? On the front cover of this year's media guide?
I remember the tweet from Charlotte, but I don't remember what it looks like.
It's good. It's good. It's menacing.
Oh, is it? Well, that's good.
I like it. Yeah, I think it's a good picture. They did right. Everything's a PDF now, man. I used to like to put my hands on it, tangible. You know, you start by the numbers. You're like 3 national championships, 3 Heisman Trophy winners, 47 first-round picks, 11 college football Hall of Famers, 46 consensus All-Americans, 302 overall draft picks, 118 first-team All-Americans, 16 ACC championships, 5 Pro Football Hall of Famers. And you're holding that, and you're drinking your coffee or your beer, and you're going, yeah! Get you some of that. You begin to go through, and they've got the preview, and you go through, you look at, there's the coaching staff. I usually skipped to that and came back.
That media guide's all right. That cover.
It's a good media guide cover. You don't like it? What's wrong with you? It's a good media guide cover.
I'm just a negative Nelly. That's me.
Well, that's all week. Really, this all off season.
That's right.
It's been something to behold.
I'm known as the resident pessimist on
I
this
don't know
staff.
how I steer you clear of the negativity on a daily basis.
I love that they got Derek Brooks in a Bucs uniform there too. That's a nice touch.
Just
the 5 Pro Football Hall of Famers.
Yeah, but they don't have any of the other Pro Football Hall of Famers in the picture. Just
no, that's not sarcasm. Like,
Yeah.
legit, as a Bucs fan, I'm like, that looks sharp. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. I would have liked it if they had put the picture of him wearing the creamsicles, because he did.
Yeah, he did.
He wore the
You're right.
creamsicles. I have a Derek Brooks figurine that is of him in the creamsicle.
An action figure?
Yeah, an action figure of him.
What?
Yeah. It's in my son's room, hanging up on the wall.
They made a Derek Brooks action figure?
They did, and
That
it's
is cool.
awesome, and it's in Bryce's room up on a shelf. I put it in there when he was born.
I was just barely old enough that I probably could have gotten away with playing with the Derek Brooks action figure.
You could have. I have
Oh,
it.
man.
Yeah, no, it's sitting in his room. I bought my mom at auction at the stadium years ago a Derek Brooks creamsicle helmet autographed by Derek Brooks.
I do remember that. You said, should I do this? I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, we were walking past it, and I saw that thing, and I went, oh, look at that badassness. I pulled the trigger on it. Yeah, it's money going back to the university. That was fine with me, but I was like, ooh, look at here. And then I bought it and brought it down to her, and now it's part of her Bucks shrine she has in the house, probably next to her back-to-back championships over my ass.
I look forward to hearing the first Lordy sakes of the year for how challenging the game is.
Oh, every game. No, somebody's a 37-point favorite. She's like, this, Lordy sakes.
Because I know that's what's uttered also in the fourth quarter when it's a back and forth game against, I don't know, the Panthers.
So
she's like, oh, Lordy sakes, this is going to be the death of me, this game.
So the problem with aging, like aging golfers, Tom, they lose their nerve, and that's why they don't become good. They're not good putters anymore. They lose their nerve. They will not blow it past 5 feet because they don't think they can make it.
Why the oversized grips keep on getting wider and wider.
It's like an oar. Yeah. So that you lose your nerve, but that applies to life. That applies across the board to your fandom. Like, I laugh. Now, not everybody is stricken by this, but and I refuse to be stricken by this. Like, I love the games. I'm not going to not watch because my team's in a close game. Mario and I will text back and forth nervously if there's something happening in the fourth quarter of a game occasionally. I'll text with you occasionally like that too. Like, man, this is getting dicey or whatever. We get a little nervous. We'll watch it together even sometimes. We'll pick a place and go watch it. And I
feel like that Jets game week 2 is a nice covert, clandestine Bucks watching week.
It's a good week. That's a good uniform game because we're going to be wearing the throwbacks too.
For that game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that'll look good. The creamsicle with the green.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's good. Anyhow, so I get nervous. Way back in the day, I used to do the thing where I change the channel and then come back when things were going poorly. I would just change the channel and let like 30 seconds go by and then go back over and hope that something good happened. I stopped doing that. But my parents, my mom, she's starting to mirror my stepdad who can't watch his teams play. If it's a big moment, he cannot watch. I've asked him before after, like he's a huge Bucks fan. And I'll call down there and say, how about that fourth quarter? Let's say the lead changes hands 3 times and the Bucks end up kicking the game-winning field. It's the NFL. Every game's pretty close. It ends up being weird that way. You just got to get used to watching close games because the margin between the best team and the worst team is not that great. And so it'll be some 28-27, 28-24 win or something, and I'll call and he'll pick up and he'll go, hey, Jeff, and I'll go, did you watch that fourth quarter? Oh, no. Like, what do you mean you didn't watch the fourth? I couldn't do it.
The only situation like that for me in this moment is middle relief in a playoff baseball game, especially if the guy's got control issues, which usually a middle reliever, one of your guys does. If he starts 2-0 and then he walks the first guy, and now here we are, nobody out, runner on first, you've got a 1-run lead, you have watched 162, so you know that this guy has blown it this situation at least a dozen times. that is a moment where it's tough to just stay in one place. I will pace the room. Other sports, no big deal. But middle reliever trying to protect a lead for your beloved team in either a pennant race or a playoff game in baseball is that one circumstance where I could be talked into maybe switching the channel for about 15 seconds and switching back and seeing how it went. That's a hard watch.
If my team has a closer that can't close, not middle relief, closer.
That's funny. For me, the closer's the closer. It's almost like come what may. But if it's the setup man, you could probably choose a different guy. You don't have to go to Helsley or Aaron Heilman or JJ Putz.
I can't deal with when we haven't made the change of, when the closer's the guy that you've decided is your closer and he has blown 4 of his last 5 save opportunities and you keep rolling him out there hoping he figures it out and he walks the leadoff hitter in the 9th. Here we go. Seen this a lot lately. 4-pitch walk, bounces the next slider. Still doesn't have command of the slider.
Right.
Guess what he's going to throw because he can't throw the slider? Fastball. Guess who's sitting dead red? That guy. Guess whose lead is in peril? Ours. This is what's about to happen.
Well, then you get that routine ground to third. Oh, and he boots it. Everybody's safe. And you go, well, we really needed that because this guy's going to have a hard enough time getting 3 outs. You don't need to have a 4-out inning because you can't pick up the baseball at third base. That's when it all starts to spiral. Oh, look at that. He knocked the ball down, stays with it. Oh, the throw won't be in time. Great play, though, to stay in front of the ball. Like, no, it's not. That's a routine out, and this guy needs it because he's not good enough.
Great play to stay in front of the ball.
Yeah. The analyst is trying to be kind. Oh, he stays with it. I mean, that was a rocket off the bat. Yes, he knows that. He signed up for it. He's playing third base. There might be some high exit velo. I need you to make that play.
It's so funny. All right. W's and L's. Probably an exercise, as I said last hour, in futility, more now than ever before. 11 new starters on offense. Is it 8 or 9 new starters on defense?
We'll see when they snap the ball.
Yeah, when they snap the ball. You quite literally are running out basically a new 22. It's difficult to assess how this is going to go. We know caliber / potential of players. We have some data points on all these guys. That a lot of them have played college football. We know what they did well, what they did poorly in the past. And so you can kind of, you do that. And then you look at the teams and you know which teams brought a lot of people back and their quarterbacks back. But it's still tough in this day and age to do a really, fully committed W's and L's the way we used to. Fully committed because you had years of evidence.
You got to get your Daniel Day on in the break.
I got to get focused. I'll lock it in. Jeff Cameron, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Gem, serving Tallahassee since 1988. Now sing along with me, and I'll see you at Pentalta.
Pentalta Jewelry, Pentalta Jewelry, Pentalta Jewelry, home the real nice guys.
When you need the plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to wait?
Hey guys, we really need you over here. My toddler just flushed a whole bunch of toys down the toilet and everything, and I mean everything, is backing up.
2 hours?
Hey guys, just checking in. The water has reached the hallway now and it's getting pretty deep. Can you get here anytime soon?
4 hours?
Hey guys, can you please hurry? Now my wiener dog is doing the backstroke over here and they're not known to be strong swimmers. Hey honey, grab his life jacket.
8 hours?
Oh, so now you're here.
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service right when you need it. Our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer customer satisfaction. And now M&L Plumbing can also be your go-to for all septic tank pump-out services. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing. Your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call, 850-575-9393, or online at mnlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
Florida man, why are you hobbling around like you got body slammed by a palm tree?
Well, I was boarding the house up for the hurricane, and Hank, my alligator, thought he would help.
Your alligator was helping?
Well, he was holding the ladder with his tail, but a gust of wind hit me like a jet ski at full throttle. Next thing you know, I'm airborne, plywood in hand, landing in the palmettos.
Florida man, have you been keeping up with your chiropractic adjustments?
I fell off track just like I fell off the ladder, and now my spine's more crooked than a pirate's treasure map.
Look, just like you prep your house for a hurricane, you gotta prep your body for the health storms life throws at you. Don't wait till your spine's blowing in the wind. Take action now.
You're right. I'm headed to Finn Chiropractic faster than Hank goes after a marshmallow.
Go to finnchiro.com, FENNCHIRO.com. That's finnchiro.com. Book your appointment now and take advantage of that online special.
I'm headed to Finn Chiropractic boogity boogity. Hank, get out of the cooler. That's for the hurricane party.
1 out of 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. And the chances are you know at least one person who's been personally affected. But right now, you can help. It's simple. Donate your unwanted vehicle, RV, or trailer to the United Breast Cancer Foundation. It's the easiest way to contribute to one of the nation's leading charitable organizations. The process is fast, easy, and free. Not only will you be helping, but you'll also receive a tax deduction. The United Breast Cancer Foundation offers an array of programs and services that help and support families and individuals dealing with breast cancer. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. Simply give us a call to get started, and we'll schedule a pickup date that is convenient for you. If you have any questions you would like answered before initiating the donation process, please feel free to call us toll-free at 800-357-0045. That's 800-357-0045. 800-357-0045.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
All right, it's that time. It is that time. You feel good about it?
I feel mostly committed to what I'm going to say, but I'm not totally committed to what I'm going to say.
I have a hard time with it, too. Let's just start with our friends at Artisan Financial Strategies and cue up the goodness as we certainly go through a red zone that is fun with W's and L's.
Welcome to the majesty.
Every freaking rep.
The elegance.
To win the game. Oh, it hits the upright. It's no good.
You have entered.
Someone burned down the funeral home. You burnt the funeral home.
Lives will be changed.
Sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable.
Mothers will cry.
When you see your players give all that they have and you lose that way, it's tough.
Legacies are etched into eternity.
I know who I am.
North, South Dakota was his brother from West Virginia.
This is the Red Zone.
Let's go to them. NoleRetirement.com. Artisan Financial Strategies. Adam, our fellow Noel, and his team at Artisan Financial Strategies, making sure you're prepared in retirement. Obviously, you would like to do that. See how much you can spend without running out of money. That's a good basic way to look at it. Protect yourself and your family against the rising healthcare costs. Carefully planning your legacy. Perhaps you want to tap into that 30-plus years of planning experience from Artisan and that team of experts. Make sure you reach out to Adam, find out, NoleRetirement.com. All that planning experience and expertise, put it to work for you. That's for sure. I'm glad a lot of people have reached out and said that. Okay, I guess we can do it. I've never felt more uncomfortable with the W's and L's than ever before. I love W's and L's. I invented it. But normally there's like a conviction. Look, here's the deal, guys.
Oh, man.
This is the way W's and L's work. W's and L's, obviously, you don't know that people get hurt. Things happen. But you go into it with some semblance of an idea with each of the games. We all look at the schedule well in advance typically, and the way the exercise works is you say, well, I know we got this guy coming back this year. We've got both of our starting tackles back, a little thin in the secondary, but I love our linebacking core. We've watched these guys play together for 3 years. They're all seniors, draft eligible. This ought to be really good. Great edge rush. That's not the game anymore, so it does become very difficult. Now you're like, oh, I saw him play at Wake. I saw him play at Vandy in a different scheme. I saw him – you see what I'm saying? So it gets difficult, but it is still fun, and I don't really care. Let's get to it. Let's make it happen.
I also think we get the bye week after 2 games. We get to do another one with actual data. Does that make you feel better?
Well, yes. To see how these guys play together, to see how they've gelled.
To
all
see them,
11 new starters.
To see them in the uniforms.
Yeah.
On the lay and play.
None of us have seen – we didn't get to go to practice here. And that's not – like, I'm not mad about that, but not seeing practice certainly affects kind of the way you think. Now, again, you have a general idea of what the talent base is, what the floor is, what the talent level is. But you can't say with any great degree the way they play together because we haven't seen them. So here we go. Well, I think we know there's a game tomorrow. Let's say that. We got music for it, buddy?
www.ls
wins.
All right. How you doing?
Losses.
Damn it! We lost. We fucking super lost, man.
Well, do we triumph? Where doth thou fall? God, I remember recording that all those years ago together, you and I at the ESPN studios.
Now.
Yeah,
I think that's about.
I can remember the exact day where I was sitting, what I was doing, having to get into the preacher mode in my head. Yes, doth. That was you can picture it. All right, Alabama tomorrow, 3:30 ABC, Bobby Bowden Field, Doak Campbell Stadium, and away we go. Newly renovated Doak Campbell Stadium, and new sod on Bobby Bowden Field. Florida State with a new look across the board, taking on the legend of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer, year 2. Top-tier talent every year. That's the way Alabama rolls. How back is Florida State? Not back enough. Alabama wears the Noles down. And in the end, cover the spread and win 31-17.
Oh, man. That number is climbing. At kickoff, it might be at 14 or above 14. I've noted that this afternoon. Florida State impresses us tomorrow.
I hope you're right.
Florida State shows that they got guts and spirit and guile and a little bit of skill. A little bit of skill that plays at the upper level. And Florida State covers, but Florida State does not win. I'm going to stick with my prediction that I had for the report. 27-21 Alabama. We can't wait to watch this football team next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, 27-21, we would be walking out of that stadium beaming a bit, I do believe. All right, so from there, shaking off that close loss, Tom. You got me pissed off thinking about that close loss.
Yeah, you felt the heat of it. You felt the heat of competition again.
I felt good. I felt like, damn it, man, really? That's how we're going to roll? East Texas A&M comes in here to be shown on the ACC network, 12 o'clock, high noon kickoff. Let the ass-kicking commence. Knowles, big. Name your score. It's a W.
Win! Boy, it sure is nice to see Chroma do Chroma things. 1-1.
Kent State, same ass-whooping. Maybe a more sizable ass-whooping than the one delivered to East Texas A&M. Kent State is said to be terrible. Give me another W.
2-1 are the Noles. Hey, are we talking about Kevin Sperry on a Monday? I know you will be. You'll be very impressed with what you've seen out of Mr. Sperry the last couple of weeks. A lot of backups, a lot of young players. Some things we don't like about the depth, some things we do like about emerging depth. 2-1 are the Noles. ACC opener on deck.
On our way to beautiful, the blinding beauty of Charlottesville, Virginia. Fine campus. Pretty decent weather, me guess, for that game at 7 o'clock at night.
Me guess.
Noles in the ACC opener, and some might say sneaky, the most important game they'll play this year.
Ooh, a fulcrum night in Charlottesville.
Well done, sir. Always love to use the word fulcrum when you can get it worked in. Noles trouts Virginia. Noles are a much better football team than they were a year ago. This game starts with a little bit of nerves, but the Noles pull away in the second half and cruise to an easy 38-13 victory.
Holy cow.
Noles big. Make a statement in the ACC opener. 3-1 overall. Bring it on, Miami. Bring it on.
So, that next day, Alabama and Georgia are playing. We'll be watching that game. We'll be watching Ryder Cup coverage saying, all right, Mike. All right, Gus. Hello, Tony. Way to go, guys. I don't think I can go 38-13. That is immense. But I'll give you 31-20. Florida State looks fine and dandy. That 31-20 does not indicate the comfort with which we watched that game in the second half.
All right.
Florida State's 1-0 in the ACC. And dare to dream as Miami rolls into town.
Canes are coming into town with a better roster, better football team, but this is a rivalry game. It's time to buck up. And buck up the Noles do and upset the Miami Hurricanes right here in Tallahassee, baby. Noles get the win, and now we're riding high. That is the fourth straight victory for Florida State. Suck it, Miami leads the show on Monday.
Wow. Guess I'm doing a montage because we agree on this. It's a win.
Woo!
It's a great spot on the schedule. Miami has to play 2 tough games, maybe 3 actually now, before they play us. Put everything out there. We got some tricks we learned from the Alabama setback.
Got a little something for that ass.
We got that edge. I know it's the buzzword that Mike wants to use, but you're going to see the chip on the shoulder, the nastiness. We are going to respect that game in the way we embarrassed ourselves the year prior. It's going to be the opposite. Florida State wins. Florida State wins by 2 scores, 28-17.
The nations begin to feel the hum of an engine that's just getting roaring. All of a sudden, there's some talk. Hey, that Florida State team we left for dead back in week 1 because Bama overwhelmed them. Not for nothing. You guys paying attention to that group? Seminoles looking a little bit more like the program we know and love. Got to be careful. Got to be careful after that Miami game. This is not a listless bunch that rolls in next. Pitt's pretty good. Better than people think. Well coached. They'll hit you. They're physical. It's a nail-biter in the fourth quarter. We're nervous. We're saying, don't give it up, Mike. Not after the Miami win. Do not fall to pieces like this. You can't do it, sir. And it's a long field goal that sails through the uprights. Florida State wins it.
Whoa, Weinberg.
Weinberg for the win. It's W's. In celebration of the alphabet, that W is everybody's favorite letter that day.
Wow.
Noles have rattled off 5 straight victories.
You're going to the playoff. That's what you're thinking. You're going to Charlotte at the very least.
We're beginning to feel it in Tallahassee.
Oh, no. I can't bring the consensus here. I think this is a setback spot on the schedule. I hate to say it, but I think that's what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, you have one of those eggs you laid when you think, did they get a little big for their britches here? Did they handle success the way they handled adversity?
Disappointing.
And it's an ugly game. There are 5 turnovers. I don't know who has 3. I don't know who has 2. But what I do know is in the end, 24-21, we go, how the hell did that happen? Ouch. And so Florida State falls to 4-2 on the season.
I don't like your pick.
I'm sorry.
Just letting you know. I don't like that pick. Florida State will lick their wounds, according to Tom. They'll exhale, according to me. They'll make a trip out to beautiful Palo Alto, California. It is gorgeous there. I've been all over that Stanford campus. It's a fun tour. It's a great place to be. A lot of good wine in the area.
Oh, okay.
Florida State wins easily against a woeful Stanford product. We're all sleepy. We're all sleepy come Sunday because, damn it, man, that thing doesn't kick off till 10:30.
Yes, for that game, we are doing a watch-along and not a post-game show, so I'm happy for that. What's going to happen here, I already know this game inside and out. It's an 18-play drive for Stanford to open the game, including 3 fourth-down conversions. There's going to be 8.5 minutes that come off the clock, but it ends in a field goal. Only 3-0. By the middle of the second quarter, we feel just fine. Florida State improves to 5-2. They get the win against Stanford.
Nicely done. Come home to Wake Forest. Easy win. Not much of a game. Going through the motions.
Coming off a bye.
Nice little easy breezy win at Doak. Nice weather day, everybody. Nice weather day. Noles get the win. It's a decent day outside. You might have to don the pullover. I don't know. Nice win for Florida State. You're enjoying the rest of the slate in college football that day because the Noles, it's a rocking chair W.
Yeah, it's an easy win. There are moments, though, where we say, man, I'm seeing that Pitt trend again. We need to clean some things up. Good thing Wake was not up to the task. We'll see if we can meet those things out. Either way, Florida State wins the game.
According to my tally, Florida State has rattled off 7 straight victories and really are something to behold right now. Come up, it's on the way, though. Florida State will go up to Clemson. They're just better across the board. And it's a defensive line that eats on this day. Florida State can get nothing going on the ground. They bottle up Castellanos and make him a passer. That is not his forte. Noles fall convincingly on the road to Clemson and suffer their second loss of the year by 14 this time. That's a loss.
Yeah, this is a sprinkly dinkly moment. We're going to be talking after that game about this, that, and the other that could have kept Florida State in touch in the second half. And then we all just need to stop, look at each other and say, they're just better, man.
They're better.
Just let it go. We're on the way back. I like the way we fought, but they're just better.
They're here next year.
So
sons of bitches got to come here next year.
Third loss on the season for me.
All right, you lick your wounds, you come home. It's an exciting and big game, and they've got the kind of quarterback that if you're not careful can do some things. Virginia Tech rolls into town. Not for nothing. We're a little queasy in the second half. This is a back-and-forth affair. We're not loving this game, but we win this game. We're a little nervous before we head up to NC State. We know what awaits, but we get the win against Virginia Tech, 30-21.
Okay, I like the energy there. This is going to be our low point of the season. We lose.
Oh!
Yeah, we do. And it's another one of those ugly games where it's Jekyll and Hyde for our quarterback. Offense gets stuck in neutral a little bit. They score. They get a kick return. They get a short field with a crazy double deflector. We lose this ball game. And now we start asking serious questions as we lost our 4th game of the season by my tally. We're 5-4. Or 6-4? Probably 6-4.
The negativity in this room from Tom Lang knows no bounds. Florida State does head on up to take on the Wolfpack. The Piss Palace awaits. The urine flies.
Where are your ponchos?
The Carnies are in town, and
we have confirmed the State Fair is not in town for that game.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel better. I was
that
worried
moves
about
the line
it.
a couple
that
of
changes
points.
The needle a little bit. Florida State goes on the road and throws up all over themselves with a loss to NC State.
Really?
Tough night on the road. They lose the game, and I'm livid as I start the show on Monday because we knew it, and we've seen this dance one too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Noles fall to NC State inexplicably.
It's one of those gut check moments. Mike's tenure is on shaky ground. We're 6-4. How are we going to finish the season? Have they packed it in? Because now multiple ACC losses. Charlotte's off the table, and Florida State rises up and says, we're going to win this ball game and do so convincingly for an NC State on the road.
10-point win. 10-point win. I like it.
10-point win, 28-18, huh? 28-17. We'll go 11 points. That's better.
And so it is. We head to Hogtown, Florida. More talent than Florida State currently, and a quarterback that drives the football. Will he play? That's the whole game. Predicated on that very fact. Is he healthy? If he is, Florida State loses this football game. They don't go on the road and win in Gainesville and suffer their 4th loss of the season by my count. But a 4-loss season with a win over Miami and signs that we're headed in the right direction, which is my final record. 8-4. But we beat the Canes. Disappointing ending of the season with back-to-back losses, but this is a team that has some substance to them.
Yeah, I have a 7-4 coming into this game, and we agree on the final record, buddy.
Oh, you got an upset win on the road.
I've got a bat poop crazy season where Florida State goes 8-4, and yet they beat both in-state rivals to get there.
I like your version better than my 8-4.
It's a nice win too. It's a statement toughness kind of night for Florida State.
That is a big win on the road in Gainesville. That's an open-air press box. I've always enjoyed that. I'll have to be there for that one.
Castellanos, at least 137 yards rushing.
Oh, my. Game. They can't stop him, Tom.
Yeah, and it's a nice send-off. We're like, all right, man, well done. Mission accomplished. We want a better mission to have to work in 2026, but mission accomplished. Well done, guys. You took over the state from your rivals. Nicely done.
8-4, the record for Tom Lang. 8-4, the record for yours truly. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Local news now.
The Gadsden County Sheriff's Office, Gadsden County EMS, Midway Police, Midway Fire Rescue, Gretna Fire Rescue, and the Florida Department of Transportation. This is Rachel Lene with Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MclemoreSystems.com.
Now, here's your Tallahassee weather report.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Casanova Nurse from the ABC 27 First to Know Weather Center. I'm expecting more cloudiness as the night goes on. We'll see less sunshine tomorrow and chances for some showers even in the morning with a low of 72. And the reduction in sunlight caps our high at 87. Not too many storms, but maybe a few stray ones in the afternoon. From the ABC 27 First to Know Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Casanova Nurse.
Looking to upgrade your backyard, your business, or even your life? Then you've got to check out Southeast Portable Buildings right here in Tallahassee.
That's right. Southeast Portable Buildings has everything. Sheds, cabins, carports, and now beautiful decks to go with them.
Imagine a brand new storage building and a deck out front. Perfect for that morning coffee or for your family gatherings.
Need something custom? No problem. They'll work with you to find exactly what fits your needs. Big or small, simple or stylish.
And with easy financing options, you can make your dream space happen sooner than you think.
Southeast Portable Buildings, where you're not just getting a building, you're getting a lifestyle upgrade. Give our friends a call today, 850-580-6400. That's 850-580-6400.
Southeast Portable Buildings.
Big buildings.
Big decks.
Big dreams.
Southeast Portable Buildings on West Tennessee Street, just north of Capitol Circle in Tallahassee.
Trust is essential when it comes to your finances, so be sure to place your trust in the right hands. Before sharing sensitive information with a CPA, verify their credentials using DBPR's license verification tool. Visit myfloridalicense.com. Enter your CPA's information and find out if you're working with a licensed professional. Trust with confidence and verify your CPA today.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation and the Florida Association of Broadcasters.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
So I may have mentioned earlier that, and we'll have to get to probables here in just a second, but the home run last night for Schwarber, the fourth one, put him in select company. I mentioned there's 21 officially players that have ever hit 4 home runs in a game. It should be 22 because Josh Gibson hit 4 in a game in the Negro Leagues.
That confuses me because they have added the stats.
They're trying to confirm it. Their box scores were kind of shaky for some of those games, and so they're trying to find the specific date because they need to confirm it. It's written about, but there are no articles and official box scores, so they're trying to find that. They will. It'll get in there. It'll be 22. Either way, more people have thrown a perfect game than have hit 4 home runs in a single game. And this makes so much sense when you look at who hit 4 home runs in a game, A, and B, who he is. He kind of has jokingly referred to himself and admittedly said before that he is an Ohio lughead. He played middle linebacker in high school, and you bet he did. He was an undefeated state champion middle linebacker, was Kyle Schwarber. I believe that. He gave up his NFL dream when Indiana recruited him as a hitter, as an outfielder / catcher. And we know he came here and hit one off the circus tent.
Yeah, he's as wide as he is tall. I remember thinking, they have their own DJ Stewart. Well, they had a better version.
Yeah, they have a really, really good version. And nonetheless, he, he's the guy that once, this is pretty funny, told Theo Epstein, when asked by Theo Epstein, do you think you can catch in the majors? His response in that interview was, it really pisses me off that you asked that. It pisses me off when people don't think I can catch. Theo Epstein later admitted at the time that made me want to draft him. It made me like him more than before the interview. I thought that dude is going to cause people problems. Pretty cool. So he's the kind of guy that Joe Pesnanski once said, he's like an old-timey guy who travels the country by train just to hit taters in front of the locals. That is an apt description.
Well, also, if you listen to people in Philadelphia, because his contract is up this year, he is the driver of that clubhouse.
Yeah. He hit 4 home runs in a game, and he's sitting at 49 home runs with over 100 RBIs in a walk year.
You don't typically see a DH be the glue. Usually the DH is the extra piece. That they are the luxury in the clubhouse, not the glue guy, but that's who Schwarber is apparently.
Also, I think there's zero chance he leaves Philadelphia. I think they love him. They recognize who he is. They know the price just got driven up because of the year he's having. Yeah. But by the way, he's going to always hit a lot of home runs in that park. He's got power for all parks. It doesn't really matter, but it does perfectly suit him. And he, oddly enough, for being, a small-town Ohio kid and an Indiana grad, Philly suits him. He loves it. He loves it, and they love him. They'll re-sign him. They really will. Probables, cue it up. Oh, did I miss? Where is it, Tommy? There. What do we got? If FSU were to win, would you be more encouraged with FSU winning a shootout in which we couldn't stop Bama, or if we won a low-scoring defensive game? Thanks, Rich. I don't really care. I'm dead serious about that. If we hold Alabama down, I think there's no doubt I would be very, very encouraged. But honestly, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. If we win 40-37 and it's a track meet, fine. If we win 20-17 and it's a hard-nosed defensive war, that's fine too. I don't think it's indicative of how the rest of the season is going to play out one way or the other. Although I do think defense travels, and if they play good defense in this game, barring the weather being a major influence, that is a good sign for future games against teams that have real weaponry. All right, I'll take that. And another, goodness gracious. Talking season is finally over. Time to play ball. Go Noles. All right, Montana Noel, I'm with you. Can we take a moment and give a shout out? Pour one out for those who have gone before us and aren't here to see this matchup at Doak. Coach Bowden, Just Plain Jim, Monk Bonasort. I'll throw in Lee Bowen, amongst others. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Mr. Earl. He would have loved this game.
Mr. Earl would have loved this game. Many of us know many Noles that are not here right now that would love to be here, and I agree with you. We will doff the cap and raise a glass. Yes! Writes Rickroll. There you go. I did my best for you. Now we go to probables.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching, probables?
Cardinals, Reds, Matthew Liberatore, Zach Littell going for the Reds. Rays, Nats, Adrian Hauser, Mitchell Parker, Braves, Phillies, Bryce Elder, Rangers, Suarez. Brewers, Blue Jays, Freddie Peralta, Shane Bieber. Mariners, Guardians, George Kirby, Logan Allen. Marlins, Mets. Your Mets played the worst brand of defense ever played last night. Yep. Just pissed the game away.
That's right.
Pick up the baseball.
Like the game was the people of Cleveland, and they were LeBron.
Man alive. That really angered me. I watched some of that. I was like, what are they doing?
How? What service do you have?
Oh, the Mets were on my TV last night.
Well, how? Because it's on Fox Sports Florida or Bally, whatever.
I went to I have Hulu and YouTube and MLB, so it was on one of them. I flipped. Maybe I was watching a highlight package after it was over.
I was going to say, unless you're a true pirate.
I will pirate games. Yuri Perez, Jonathan.
That's right.
The hell is Jonathan?
That's the kid who has the most stuff plus.
Oh, but he hasn't pitched yet. We'll see if he's done.
Let me see that tongue.
Pirates Red Sox tonight. It's Skeens Day, everybody. Good game in Boston. My brother's going.
Oh, nice.
Paul Skeens has ratcheted up his greatness.
Man, he's going to have a Fenway Frank.
Oh, how about that?
Jealous.
Fancy Skeens. Peyton Toll goes for the Red Sox. Yankees, White Sox, Carlos Rodon, and Yildiz Gomez. Tigers, Royals. I'll give you the tongue roll there, too. Chris Paddock and Seth Lugo. Padres, Twins. Nestor Cortez. Zebby Matthews. Zebby Matthews is that underhanded record producer that you should have never signed that contract with. Well, and then Zebby Matthews effed us. Yes, he did.
My palms are itching.
You know, we didn't have the rights to our 4 biggest hits because of Zebby Matthews. Angels, Astros, Tyler Anderson, Christian Javier. Cubs, Rockies, Carlos Horton, and Herman Marquez, as they call him. Rangers, A's, Jack Leiter, Jeffrey Springs. D-backs, Dodgers, Zach Gallen, Blake Snell. Close out the night with an Orioles-Giants matchup. That's Dean Kremer and Robbie Ray.
Hey, that's a lot of black and orange on the field.
And that is a look at those that shall reside on the bump. Woo! And that is that. Boom, boom.
It's nice work on the organ there.
Yeah, that's really nice. We did it. We made it through the week, kids. Enjoy the game tomorrow. We'll be at Hotel Indigo, 12:30 to 1:30, really till 2-something. We'll be there 12 to 2:30. Live shows 12:30 to 1:30. Swing on by, say hello. Cold drinks, good food, air-conditioned bathroom. We're going to the Corner Pocket later on this evening. That'll run from about 5 to 9. Home field, Garnet and Gold, Modelo, Warchant crew, and you at Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. That's a good thing. Post-game show after the game tomorrow. Tom Lang, Gene Williams, built by our friends at T-Spark. That's 10 to 15 minutes after the game. Hopefully they got a smile on their face. We got you covered, of course, on Monday. Jeff Cameron Show right back here. We are on, even though it's a holiday. We'll be here on Monday to break it all down. Until then,
not a day off?
No day off, buddy. There we go. Peace.